Welcome to the Folly Show! It's the show where we react to the broken culture and the possibly rebuilding of culture. So far, it seems that it's somewhat being rebuilt, but it's not enough, man, so we gotta build culture ourselves. I got a Patreon now, link down there in the comments. I'm gonna be posting stuff to it throughout this week. I'm gonna be posting to it as much as I can. It's not gonna be stuff that I have on other platforms. This is gonna be stuff that I just like, is it kind of projects, experiments, early access to things that I'm doing, like I'm writing lore for a world called Folly. And if you want to find more information about that, I'll be dropping some stuff about it this week in the Patreon, and also a bunch of music that I've been working on. You get some sneak previews before I release it to the world. And let me be clear, I do not put my actual content behind a paywall. I do believe in releasing everything that I do for free, but this is basically if you want early access to the things that I'm releasing. So join that Patreon. You also get a direct line of communication to me. I know, that sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds real good. Yeah, you get to talk to me for $5 a month, when you could just do that on X or in the comments. But you know what I mean. You want to help me out and help me build culture. I need money. I need money, 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 money. Really, that money goes right back into the Folly Farm. I was trying to get people to donate to the PayPal for the Folly Farm, but I think that's a little bit too weird, too difficult. People don't trust it. So there's Patreon down there. I've got a lot of music that I'm going to be posting. A lot. I've been working... if you like Thomas Giles, that's pretty much what my music sounds like. It's really weird. Kind of metal, but also not metal at all. It's a bunch of weird noises and sounds that I put together. That sounds like stuff that I like. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff, lots of stuff. Idubbbz is up first. If you only knew how bad things really are for Idubbbz, it's much, much worse than it seems. Idubbbz is completely finished. Oh man, this is gonna be embarrassing, dude. I can't wait. Let's see it. Let's make fun of these absolute retards that destroyed their careers. For what? Don't get mad on the internet. Don't get political. If you do get political, you definitely don't need to get mad. I'm more anti-political, which I guess is kind of inherently political, but you know what I mean, man. I'll just make fun of everybody. This is the humiliation station. Let's go. I'm gonna give it a like. From Rev says Desu.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we have a lot of news and drama involving various content creators, including Idubbbz, Hasan, etc.
Dude, Collargate continues perpetually, forever.
But before we talk about these individuals, I have some good news for you guys. My recent drop with Advanced is doing really, really well. In fact, we are 90% sold out on some of the limited time items on that list. And if you use code REV15, you'll get 15% off. That is a temporary code. Make sure to use it. The flavor jar, which I have right here, actually. The Jolly Pop flavor. It is delicious. And that's not going anywhere. That is a permanent fixture on the website. But the hoodies, as well as this shaker right here, there is a limited... If you want of make the 15, it's been a minute for 15% off. Now, let's go back to Idubbbz. It's been a minute since he's uploaded a video. He has his Coming Clean video where he talked about his old boxing manager and his issues with him and the are you scared of immigrants? He's been hinting at a sort of content cop on someone. It hasn't dropped yet.
Bro, I hope it's on me. It's probably going to be on every conservative online ever.
But this post is going viral of him and his wife, Anissa, where he's posing with her. She's obviously Snape, and he is...
That's pretty funny. Okay, that is pretty funny. The trans flag, that's the icing on the cake, bro.
Well, looking ridiculous. It's kind of interesting how he is holding up a trans flag while being basically a mutant. Is he like a 4,000 IQ troll?
It's funny because he's portraying... Oh, I need to... Because you got to see Anissa's face here, because it's pretty funny. Like, more of this energy, But I don't think they realize this is humiliation times 2. They realize it's humiliation. They don't realize how deep this goes because the house elf, the slave, holding up the trans flag. That's fucking just absolute cinema, and they don't even realize it, man.
Or is he just that clueless? I don't know anymore. I really don't know. Is he gaming all of us? Are we falling for his...
I don't think it even matters. Like, this is humiliation. And every step of the way, we realize more and more that this is just a fetish. Like, this is weird, degenerate behavior.
Routine, because it's got to be either a humiliation ritual at this point, or he's just like an incredible troll. And at some point, he's going to reveal we've been the subject of his punchline, but I highly doubt that second part. But
I think he is trolling, but he's trolling with something that he believes in or pretends to believe in. It's a virtue signal. But they think that it's funny and good to do this kind of thing, and it really doesn't help their cause.
People are calling this out, saying Anissa liking Snape is funny considering the very sanitized version of him from 4chan green text is basically how someone like Anissa paints themselves as a victim. This person says, it's not these people thought they were real celebrities who could actually make their audiences believe what they said.
Now we're the audience. Congratulations, Idubbbz. The only viewers you actually have are people that are humiliating you. And that's why that he and Anissa are doing all this humiliation stuff, because the only people that watches them are either smooth-brained retards or people like me, who is rough-brained retard. I mean, you gotta be some kind of special case of stupid if you don't think that you're retarded. If you think that you're smart, you're smarter than everybody else. I realize I'm retarded, and I embrace it.
They can't accept that they're not as popular as they used to be, and
they can't accept that they're retarded.
Refuse to admit they're wrong and change course. And this person raises a really good point. I thought Harry Potter was transphobia or something. Yeah, do you remember that? Like, where Harry Potter was transphobia, like if you played Hogwarts Legacy, you were going to be canceled on social media, and we had entire websites
yeah, they can't even keep up with all of their lies and their virtue signals.
Dedicated to tracking who was playing that game or
That's why you just gotta be honest. You ain't gotta keep up with shit if you're just honest. And if I say something retarded that, like, I don't believe in, later on somebody brings it up and be like, oh yeah, I was being retarded. I don't have to double down and act like that I actually believe that shit.
It for the purposes of harassing them.
Oh, Fables, you say retarded too much, go fuck yourself.
Interesting how people in their very purified fan base are making an exception for this Halloween event of theirs and their costumes. But let's talk about someone else associated with Idubbbz. Woo. That is Hasan Piker, who's also...
I love making fun of Hasan Piker. It's one of my favorite things. That's why I do it every single day.
So, celebrating the Halloween season.
And I just want to point out something, man. Like, I got a bunch of Hasan grifters, a bunch of Hasan dick riders in my comments, and let's check out one of these guys who's just absolutely brain dead. So, for some reason, multiple people are saying this. Lol, you delete comments making fun of your fat virgin ass. Okay, sure. That's all they can do is just throw insults. And also, I don't delete comments. I don't know why people keep bringing this up. The only comments that I delete are like bot comments trying to advertise things. They keep trying to say that I'm hiding comments. I don't know what YouTube's doing with the comments. Maybe they hide the hate comments. I think that's literally what's happening here. Women and men make fun of you everywhere you go. Drink that in. Let it define who you are, because it is who you are. What does that even fucking mean? That doesn't mean anything. And then by the way, 8 hours ago, they commented twice. I love running across these channels with no views and no comments from chronically online compulsive masturbators who live in piles of filth and yell at their own mom for not making their microwave lunch right, What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this dude is just... I don't even know. Dude, this is your first comment on your cool, edgy YouTube video. You're an ugly sad fuck living in the middle of nowhere. I doubt you have a driver's license, but I bet you take gaming seriously. It's okay if you decide to end it all. Maybe you'll get a chance at a woman not being disgusted by you in heaven. Probably not, but maybe. What the fuck? Like, all I can say is this. What? Like, these people are fucking unhinged. And that's not even an insult. It's like literally what's happening here. And I don't fight back against these people. I don't delete them. I leave them up. So other people may look at them and humiliate them themselves. And I don't involve myself in it. I will comment back though because of engagement. But this is the kind of retards that you got from Hasan's community.
With his Superman cosplay, and I'll be real, if he lost the mustache, it's a pretty good Clark Kent. Don't leave the video yet, okay? Hold on. I'm giving credit where credit is due, but the Superman outfit, not the best. But
very cringe.
He's been saying a lot during that stream, including addressing the criticism of his treatment of his dog, Kaya.
I think the big problem with him dressing up as Superman is he literally thinks of himself as a hero. And most of the costumes that I was seeing for Halloween were memes. And he was being serious about it, so we turned it into a meme. Because fucking cringe, dude.
Where he basically snapped on a random user and said, Kaya is a better animal than you.
That's why, like, this is
What
so
about your dog?
maddening.
Brother, I can't stress this enough.
Dude, I can't stress this enough. Stop bringing it up, and all of this Collargate nonsense will stop. It'll end. But the more you talk about it, the more it adds fuel to the fire.
And I need you to understand something, because I know I bit the bait for one person, and then I think like a Discord server was alerted somewhere because everyone started posting this. Kaya lives a better life than you ever will have. Okay, she's a better animal than you. She's a much more important for many other people's lives than you. Okay, you are going to die alone.
Sounds exactly like that chatter that I just brought up.
Because this is the type of shit you get up to on the internet.
That's all I hear from these people, man. Just constant crying.
You spend the finite amount of time you have doing this kind of stuff on the internet.
Don't get mad on the internet, bro. Don't get mad on the internet. What are you doing?
Okay? You can type ah ha 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 all day, every day, and act as though you're totally not mad right now.
The projection. The projection.
But the reality of the matter is, when you die, it is going to be alone. There won't even be a sigh of relief. You understand? Not even a sigh of relief.
I fucking love it. Who is this person? Is this one of my viewers?
From your family members. That is how irrelevant you are.
Just understand, guys, if a person like me...
Dude, imagine using irrelevant as an insult. Like...
or anyone like me made a statement like this, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, what have you, we're permabanned. We're done. We're finished. Okay? What he's saying is insane. Someone brings up a slight criticism of his treatment of his dog, and he basically says, she's a better animal than you, and when you die alone, your family's gonna breathe a sigh of relief. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane, and honestly goes right to the Hasan system. We know this. This is how he does things, and he's sticking with it. He's just name-calling, straw-manning, doing anything in his power to avoid legitimate criticism of his treatment of his dog, Kaya. But it gets worse. He's still angry that people believe in Collargate.
I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh, thanks, man. I can't tell if there are actual people who like still believe that there is severe dog abuse happening, or they're just like...
Dude, he is so not self-aware at all. Like, actually, nobody really cares about this as much as they care about his actual calls to violence and terrorism support. This is just a humiliation meme. And he can't stop because he can't realize it.
Because I'm sure, like, in the first week, people got firmly invested in this narrative that I was like abusing my dog, but like there's zero.
You were abusing your dog. You abuse your animals. Like plenty of clips online. Even let's ignore the Kaya situation. What about the dog before that, Fish?
Percent chance the people who are still spamming it in the chat are like unironically thinking that like there is dog abuse happening, right? Like, why,
dude? Like, be mad on the internet. Keep doing that. Keep coming with that energy. You're just gonna keep getting humiliated.
People can't be that delusional. There's got to be like bad faith at this point.
That's funny. He talks about people being delusional.
I'm sure there are people are still trying to spread it. Yeah, they're just pushing it. It's a joblessness for the most part.
Yeah, you hear
the unemployed calls the unemployed unemployed.
That white people. Hasan is calling out white people because apparently only white people believe in Collargate. Now, guys, don't trust your eyes. Okay, if you saw Hasan on multiple occasions shock his dog live on Twitch, you're wrong. Okay, your eyeballs have deceived you. Hasan
multiple times. There are multiple clips, by the way.
Knows better, and he's telling you you're a bad person, and you're also wrong, and you're also probably doing this because you're whites, which is, you know, totally racist. And also, like, I don't know, Hasan, like, maybe go out in that LA sunshine, because, dude, like, I'm looking at myself, like, I think I got more complexion than you these days. Like, stop with the narrative, okay? It's getting a bit weird. But of course, Asmongold was one of the many people to respond to this. Let's watch a little bit of this clip together.
Oh, no. He says white people can't.
I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh, thanks, man.
Oh no.
I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh.
Dude, everybody that's not a Hasan Dick Rider understands that, like, it keeps getting worse if you keep bringing it up. At this point, I think that he wants to keep it going.
Thanks, man. I can't tell if there are actual people who, like, still believe that there is severe dog abuse happening, or they just...
Dude, I think that right now, it's like, oh, man. He just
Stop talking about it, man.
Because I'm sure, like, in the first week, people got invested in this narrative that I was, like, abusing my dog, but, like, there's 0% chance the people who are still spamming it in the chat are, like,
has to be memeing. I can't tell. Oh, man.
Unironically thinking that, like, there is dog abuse happening, right? Like, white people can't be that fucking delusional. There's got to be...
White people. White people.
Amazing.
Why would white people do... What do you mean?
Unironically think.
But, like, why white people? Like, that's the thing, too. Like, why white people? Why is it white people in this narrative? Like, please, Hasan, inform us why you're saying this about white people. Like,
didn't the guys around QT Cinderella that was, like, you know, giving her looks, that whole clip with QT Cinderella trying to defend Hasan against Collargate, wasn't everybody around black in that video? Like, come on, get fucking real, dude.
Like, what separates them from the rest of the pack here of human beings?
Yeah, and, like, what about more Pegasus? He's not white. Isn't he, like, Singaporean?
In this scenario about Collargate, I don't get it, man, but it gets worse, because of course it does. People are sharing some clips of him where he's, like, trying to show off Kaya, who he dressed up as Crypto, and she doesn't look comfortable, like, at all. Am I crazy? Does this not look, like, weird? Like, she's
yeah, she does not want to be on his lap. Like, come on, dude. He's just showing off his dog because he thinks it gets him extra clicks. People love to see Fluffy Doggy.
She's not comfortable. Whatever. But here's another clip where Hasan, I'm sorry I'm laughing so much because everything we're talking about today is so ridiculous. Apparently, he's saying that he's getting discriminated against because he's Muslim.
And you will turn around and say that's easy if you're.
And dude, I get people in my comments saying like, well, he's white too. Like, only when he decides that he's white is he white. Usually he's Turkish or Muslim, which he's not even. He's a leftist retard, and that's it. That's all.
Not targeted. That's why I'm factoring people who are targeted. Okay. And also, I have a point of marginalization that has been a fairly important part of the political conversation over the last 2 years. Don't you think?
More crying.
Oh, I know it too. I experience it as well, and I have to eat it all the goddamn time. Do you think I enjoy having to talk to people who call me a terrorist every goddamn day? Do you think
Well, maybe you shouldn't support terrorism. I don't know.
Enjoy the fact that there is heavy scrutiny over the things I'm saying? But
don't say crazy shit. I don't know what else to tell you, bro.
That would never work in the same vein if I was a white Jewish American of Ashkenazi descent. The same exact things that I'm saying right now. If I was a white Jewish American of Ashkenazi descent, no one fucking shit.
I would. I'd still be making fun of you if you were saying the exact same shit.
Same exact things I'm saying right now. If I was a white Christian American and not even of Jewish descent, nobody would give a shit. Okay? That's just the reality. But when you're Muslim, there is an additional oomph to the way that people cover this stuff.
Here we go again, guys. Back to the Hasan system. Yeah, he's using that like a shield, and I'm not too surprised. Again, go out in that LA sunshine, man.
I guarantee you I'm going to have some Hasan dick riders in my comments that didn't watch the video that are going to fall under this criteria right here, and they're not even going to know it because they didn't watch it.
Looking pale. Stop making excuses for yourself. You look ridiculous. And, yeah. But anyways, just blame white people again, I guess. But, here's another clip. I'm not going to play it. You guys get the points. Where he goes into, a very, self-soothing rant where he basically says, I started on the bottom, now I'm here. Where he's trying to say that, he grew up poor. Guys, understand this. His dad is a billionaire, and his mom is a landlord, which is interesting because...
Isn't there a picture online of him, like, riding horses as, like, a horse jockey thing type deal for, I don't know what kind of horse sports that they do as rich people?
In a viral clip of him that's gone around much on social media, he was talking about landlords and said that we should spill their blood into the streets. That's weird, right? But yeah, I'm not really buying this rags to riches story from this dude. Like, it's so ridiculous. He does literally everything in his power to sound like a victim, and he's getting clowned on because, well, he should. But anyways,
yeah, he's just doing constant virtue signaling, constant lies, manipulation, and then his fans will run with those lies and those manipulations on purpose, knowing or not caring that they are lies and manipulations, and they'll keep going with that narrative because they're insane. Like, they know that he's full of shit, but he's full of shit like they are, and they all know it together. It's like a collective of bullshitters.
There's one other thing I want to talk about today. Bit of an update to yesterday's video. Now, you might see this small thing here. Believe it or not, that is the hardest dislike ratio I've gotten on a video probably this year. The only thing that was comparable was about 2 or 3 months ago when I made a video defending Fillion.
YouTube doesn't know who to send my videos out to, so I get hard dislikes because I get a lot of Hasan supporters and a lot of Ludwig supporters who just like basically dislike bomb me and leave a bunch of shitty comments.
Because people were canceling her for collaborating with Russian streamers, including people who don't even live in Russia. And I said simply in that video that excluding people from partnership opportunities due to their ethnicity is racist. Yeah, I got called many things. I was accused of living in Moscow. I was accused of being an agent of the Kremlin. I was accused of being paid by Vladimir Putin. It was crazy how mad people got for that very simple point. But in a time where we experience a lot of people who are getting cannibalized by their own audience, right? There's people who are pandering and virtue signaling, and eventually it catches up to them and their audience turns on them.
Yep, every time.
I just want to say, reading the comments, I spent like 40 minutes reading the comments on this video. And of course, some people are going to dislike this video. I knew this, right? Because a lot of people really like Shondo and Bao, and I criticized them. Okay, some people are just going to not hear what I'm saying at all and dislike the video. That's fine. But reading through the comments, I thought to myself, I must have done something right. To have a YouTube audience where not only do I get a lot of support in the comments,
you know, it's probably because a lot of the people that are against you are a bunch of violent retards, and they end up getting banned because they tell people to go off themselves in the comments all the time, which is not allowed on YouTube. I've seen a lot of people just get nuked out of my comments because they say some crazy violent shit, and I didn't even have to do anything. It just, their system flags it because there's AI reading everything.
I see people who can understand that we're dealing with a difficult subject where we're criticizing people that we've defended, or I've defended in videos, and many people in the comment section were fans of at one point or another. But we can say, hey, what happened here, not great. And here's a small update. If you didn't see my pinned comment on yesterday's video, about an hour before my video went live, this tweet from Shondo that I shared right here, she deleted it. She deleted her apology, and she deleted the subsequent post where she posted this CEO of grooming hats on the model. And apparently she's in the hospital right now. And you guys know I'm honest. I wish her the best.
Yep.
Okay? I know she probably doesn't have the greatest view of me. In fact, she has been very vocal for years about her disliking of what she considers drama.
Yep, get out of the political shit. Stop getting mad on the internet. It will, you're doing yourself so many favors by doing that. Just don't do it. The internet is not real, and I am an alien. Like, that's the kind of energy that you need to have going into the internet.
Vtubers, and that's fine. Okay? No ill will. I'm sorry she's not feeling good at the moment. I wish her the best. I hope she feels better very soon. But I'm glad to see the response to this video. Okay? And at the end of the day, like, we're gonna hold people accountable, and we're going to
make fun of
criticize those
who
even at times we've supported or defended, because
they
deserve better than being coddled. Right? But that's the update. Just want.
And don't get mad when we do it, man, because guess what? Welcome to the internet, bitch. That's what we do here.
You want to know how I know that our humiliation and shame culture is taking over?
Well, here you go, dude. It is even extended into the
adult film industry.
From Asmongold clips. Now I've seen it all. This is absolutely insane.
Mention in a porn intro. Can I watch this? Yes? Okay.
Unks plus chops. You're Unk.
I'm not Unk.
You are, though. You're literally Unk.
No, I'm not. I'm cool. I know about stuff.
Like what?
Like, I know, like, about, like, Asmongold and, like, the rat clock.
Asmongold's for Unks, dude.
Asmongold is not.
True.
I'm sorry, but she's right.
For Unk. Asmongold's cool.
No, he's not cool. He's so Unk. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
Asmongold is PogChamp.
Dude, I've been hearing the word unk too much lately. It's about to lose all meaning. It's one of those words, people say it all the time as an insult. If you say an insult that is trending, then it's just, it doesn't take long for that insult to just be fucking cringe, and you make yourself look like a moron for using it. Which I don't mind. You can keep calling me unk, I don't care.
That's
I literally
so,
am
like,
an unk.
2020, like Tommy in it, Dream SMP shit. Dude, that's so Unk.
Okay, well, what kind of brain rot shit are you watching then?
We're watching Hasan Piker and his dog memes because he accidentally shocked his dog with a fucking shock
Accidentally.
collar.
That's not cool, let me see.
That's fucking alright.
Yeah, well, neither will Chad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Dude, our culture is taking the fuck over, man.
Whatever.
It's good brain rot.
Man, so I'm actually like, am I actually? I guess. I mean, no. There's a lot of like my viewers are definitely older viewers.
As the editor impatiently yearns for a brisk closing witticism, Mr. Asmongold strays into talk of audience statistics, while the bald sage, having evidently outgrown mortal appetites, stands as an untouchable, wholly asexual and thus perfectly uncancelable being.
What is the average age of my audience? I would say it's probably 28 or 29. Mention in a
He just called me out, man.
I'm gonna be 30 in like a month.
Moving on to the Twitch streamer drama.
They just got completely fucked.
And I already kind of did a video on Anissa and Idubbbz, but this is going to go in depth into all the other content creators that's being humiliated and shamed right now because they can't stop virtue signaling, they can't stop lying and manipulating, and they can't stop getting angry and upset online. Let's go.
Welcome back to a series so smelly. Even Idubbbz subscribed. In today's video, Hasan
Apparently he smells like
continues
shit.
to be called out for lying about his upbringing, saying he
Oh,
grew
yeah.
up poor. He's now calling out right-wing grifters while literally projecting about.
I wonder what his definition of poor would be. Because I bet if he looked at what my upbringing was like, he'd be like, oh, damn, you actually literally came from dirt. Like, you're not even poor. You're under poor. Like, yeah, pretty much.
About himself. Moron streamer NMP claims his most watched streamers includes Hasan and Asmongold as #1 and #2, giving Jillywig a run for his money with his brain rot fence sitting. Idubbbz's husband Anissa has admitted to brainwashing Idubbbz after watching Hasan Piker streams. Idubbbz is now doing subtle coded threats to threaten Ethan's life. He's once again calling himself the
That's what happens when you become a Hasan Piker supporter, man. You like try and encode all of these threats against people's lives in your talking points and your criticisms, and then eventually it's just gonna end up being obvious what you're doing.
Hasan. He's calling everybody racist for making fun of his style. Ethan has responded absolutely cooking him. Subscribe or you gotta marry Anissa. You're cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
I think I could probably fix her.
Now let's begin. Right, so last time Hasan dressed up as Superman and started claiming that he actually grew up poor. Now people instantly debunked that. Here's a recap.
Because I was dead broke and was critiquing capitalism, and then people would be like, yeah, because you're a fucking loser.
Hasan is lying. I grew up affluent and I didn't have anything to worry about making ends meet or having to take up a job or anything like that, and this is his own video.
When you grow up affluent, as I did, right? Because I was dead broke. When you grow up affluent, as I did, right?
Right, so Asmongold has responded. Asmon explains why Hasan's rags to riches story doesn't hit.
Because it's complete bullshit.
There are people who unironically believe that.
It just it hits the wrong way whenever you're talking about how bad capitalism is and you have all these luxuries. That's the problem. So it's not about like, you know, capitalism or socialism is when no house or socialism is when no money. But at a certain point, capitalism is when Gucci. Capitalism is when Porsche. Capitalism is when $3 million house. So like that's kind of the issue, right? Is that like there's a lot of middle ground in there that a person that, you know, has these ideals you would expect them to have and not to indulge in, but they do. And so it's like, okay, well, you know, if you're this much against it, then why aren't you going and doing this in your own life? Right? He flexes his wealth too. I don't know if
Yeah, he's a liar and a manipulator. I don't know what else to say, man. We'll just keep making fun of him because it's absolutely fucking ridiculous, dude. I love it. I actually love this kind of content. I love when Hasan Piker says shit like that because it's so obvious and it just makes things worse for him. Especially to his audience that are like actually brain dead and not the ones who are just lying and manipulating along with him. Because they start to realize it, man. They start to realize that they're being lied to. Like that one chick with the nose rings that Hasan Piker's audience basically just completely went after, said they were gonna R-word her and things like that. And she was just like, what the fuck, man? I was once a supporter. I used to give you money. It's like, yeah, those kinds of people are barely hanging on.
he does or not. I'm not going to make a comment on that. I have no idea. So yeah, it doesn't look good, right? It just doesn't. You mean from rich to richer, maybe, right? I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, that's the picture.
That's him on a horse. I mean, I'll tell you this, right? If you wearing a suit jacket with a little polo hat and everything like this, like, you probably not poor. You definitely probably not poor. Like,
yeah, that's some Willy Wonka shit right there.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, because there's plenty of people that have horses and, you know, they're not rich, but like, you going around with a suit and everything like that on an Uma, yeah, bro. Like,
yeah, bro thinks he's Charlie when he's actually the rich, spoiled little girl. You know, the one that gets thrown down the peanut chute.
Like, exactly. And his family owns farms, maybe, right? My family being able to afford equestrian lessons for me as a teenager, don't be fooled. He was never poor. I mean, I think he might have considered himself poor, never.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure Hasan was just as fucking delusional as a kid. This man was just born an idiot, it seems like. Bro literally won the lottery, got the wealthiest family humanly possible with a billionaire dad, multi-millionaire uncle, landlord mom, and his entire career handed to him, the easiest career in the world. But no, guys, he actually had to struggle. He knows the feeling, of course, of oppression and marginalization, and everyone's so racist to him, obviously. And I love how he says this shit as
he should write a book about his struggles, you know? He should... Oh, wait a minute.
He asked his chat to donate him their last $5, living paycheck to paycheck, right? Hasan literally one of the biggest beneficiaries of capitalism.
My Struggle by Hasan Piker.
Yet still crying and losing his mind when somebody badmouths communism, a refugee. Pure responded, he's not wrong though. You can't rail against capitalism while bathing in the spoils of it. It's hard to take your eat the rich speech seriously when you're doing it from a $3 million couch. It's just like complete hypocrisy. I know people from Hasan Piker's side, or the Hasan Piker fans, are basically like, am I not allowed to criticize capitalism even though I'm living in a capitalist society? Well, no, it's just him being so obscene and obnoxious about it, dude. It's like he's playing you for a fool and you just don't realize it. Hasan wore Gucci diapers till he was 14 and then got the Gucci rubber sheets. I can't believe he got this downgrade, guys. He's truly oppressed. I don't even understand how there's anyone who believes Hasan was even poor. You can literally Google his dad, who is very successful in his career.
I don't think the people who are watching him actually know how to research, and they don't want to research because they'd rather just wait for Hasan to tell them everything that they need to know.
You have to be a Hasan Piker fan. That's the only way. You have to be part of his cult and devoid of human thinking. And we'll get to
why would I search it when I know that you're just a grifter? That's the mindset that these people have.
What kind of people watch Hasan in a second. Moving on to Hasan calling out right-wing grifters while literally projecting and describing himself.
Every time.
Hasan calls out the easiness of profiting off right-wing commentary thanks to Trump. So somebody tweets, is it just me that feels like every content creator above the age of 30 is doing this political commentary bullshit? I swear you guys were just playing games, not complaining about shit just 2 years ago. What the frick happened? Hasan responds, Trump-era anti-woke backlash made it much more profitable to be a right-wing commentator without social stigma. Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you idiot. And it doesn't require...
Yeah, he doesn't care. He was singing Bella Ciao while the bullets were on screen. That the person who assassinated him like wrote Bella Ciao on the bullet, and he was singing Bella Ciao. You know what Bella Ciao is? Look it up. It's the Antifa anthem, basically. Oh, and Antifa's not a terrorist organization. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking liars. Nobody believes you.
Any reading or critical thinking to blame everything on woke and gay, and you have an automatic audience of receptive dullards. Interesting. I wonder who has an automatic audience of receptive dullards, guys. Couldn't be Hasan, of course. Just couldn't be Hasan.
Dude, every time with the projection, he is so not self-aware.
That's it. I'm officially upgrading his title from the Epson Home Cinema 5050 to the VMAX Ultra Projector 9000. Asmongold responds with the Garfield meme, and obviously Hasan is clearly talking about himself. He's right, but he does the exact same thing. Magatards and commies are all the same, just products of whatever the algorithms feed their smooth, impressionable brains. The irony of him doing the leftist version of exactly what he's talking about in this comment.
Dude, yes. Yes. Based.
I was just at home playing games until they started calling me a bigot Nazi for not wanting them to change my games.
Exactly, man. That's where it all stems from for me.
Like, you came in and changed my culture and told me I was a racist bigot Nazi because I don't want
Gay shit in Halo.
Like, what are we talking about here, man?
It's
What are we
almost as
doing?
if 30 plus is a real adult and you should be thinking of more than just games.
And now people are mad because I talk about their gay games and I don't play them. And they're like, well, how can you criticize it if you don't play it? Like, you're fucking retarded. I don't even know what to say to you, dude.
See, I have no problem if people want to, you know, pivot into politics or something like that. If that
I pivoted into anti-politics because get politics out of everything. Everything. All of it. I remember when politics being in things was a bad thing. Whenever a celebrity would come out and say something political, everybody would shut it down immediately. Like, what happened?
feels like your calling or whatever, go ahead and do it. But
I think a bunch of people got politically brain rotted by social media in their chats. I think a bunch of celebrities see what people are chatting about, and it's a bunch of terminally online fucking weirdos who just like leave 10 comments about how bad of a person you are because you didn't come out in support of trans people. And it's just like, don't fucking buy into that shit, man. Just ignore those people. They weren't watching you in the first place because you weren't supporting trans people. So they weren't watching you because they don't watch people who don't support that shit, and they don't watch it anyway. They just pretend to.
But you need to have some level of understanding, some level of reasoning skills. You can't be people like Idubbbz or whatever, who literally know nothing about it and just go off whatever Anissa tells them or Hasan tells them, right? Hasan, okay, I was waiting for this one. This is a classic in my collection if you watch the videos, obviously. The SpongeBob, hunting for the SpongeBob. Moving on to moron streamer NMP, the guy who made fun of dead kids and apparently just loves Hasan, thinks he's very intelligent on politics, as he said before. He thinks he's more credible than Asmongold. Apparently.
I'm a real big fan of Hasan. I watch a lot of Hasan.
I bet.
I do. Yeah, I think he's really good. Like again, Asmon is a good friend of mine. We talk all the time. But like the dude literally.
Yeah, this dude is a fucking moron. Everybody knows he's a moron, and this is just like a great example of Hasan Piker's audience.
Literally lives in like a landfill.
By the way, NMP, straight up terrorist supporter. Like, holy shit.
But this is the guy you want to get advice from? Like, but to me,
you get your advice from a fucking terrorist supporter and a guy who calls for violence. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's just wild, man.
And every time I see a clip of this guy, I just dislike him more. NMP reveals that Asmongold and Hasan are his most watched streamers. Okay, I don't know how you watch two people completely diametrically opposed in like every...
Well, he's lying, of course. He only sees clips. I don't think he actually watches anything.
Single day-to-day conversations. Surely you gotta shut off your brain for that, but don't worry, he's about to tell us.
Because they have people that watch them for like other reasons. You know, people literally tune into Zach for like news.
Yeah.
So they don't really care.
No.
You know, same for Hasan. You know, which is funny because I do watch them both quite a bit. They're probably my number one, number two most watched.
You're just a political Andy.
Not really.
Yes, you are. They do politics. That's what they both do.
Yeah, but like, I don't really care what they're saying.
But that's you care about the politics.
Yeah, he's just what the fuck? I don't really care what they're saying. What are you doing then? Because that's literally their thing.
No, I don't. I just like the way the words come out of their mouth.
No,
I'm not kidding. Like,
I say funny words. I talk funny.
No, you're not that funny.
What? I say funny things.
The thing is, Zach and the way Hasan and Zach do it, it's like I'll watch a stream for let's say like 3 hours and I will not remember a single thing they said.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this is what I thought that he was doing, that he's not actually watching it. Okay. It's just like he's sitting there listening to the words, and he's got drool just coming out of his mouth. That's how I imagine him sitting there watching these streamers.
You got dementia for sure.
So wait, why do you like it then?
Because it's like, oh, I have this guy on and I'm not alone in my room.
I can do that.
Yeah, but then you play games with loud noises.
No, I don't. They're pretty quiet. They're turn-based.
Risk of Rain. Oh, pause.
The music is fucking great.
I don't want to hear music.
You just like politics. Admit it. You like seeing drama and politics. You don't care about games.
Guys, how do I even respond to this guy? This man has broken the fucking idiot barrier. Like, you know, you break the sound barrier. That's what he's done here. What did I just hear? So you can just watch streamers. You don't care about what they're saying. You don't even remember what they said. Buddy, that's dementia. What the fuck? How are they your number one and number two streamers? You're basically admitting here that you're completely brain dead, that you're devoid of thinking. Why would you actually admit this online? This is beyond me. And
Because he is brain dead and devoid of thinking. That's why he admits it, because he's fucking retarded.
I know some reject NMP fan is gonna be like, well, he's just looking at both sides. Yes, you can check out both sides. You can watch people with differing politics. You should be doing that, but they both can't be your favorite, okay? Especially when they're diametrically opposed. That makes no sense. Now, it would sort of make sense if, okay, he watched Hasan's politics and then he watched Asmon's gaming content, for example, right? That would make sense.
Yeah, well, here's the way I see it, because I think you're kind of wrong about this, more Pegasus. Because I watch them both in clips. I don't like sit there and watch their streams, but I do watch them both in clips and longer videos. And I kind of am on board with a lot of things Asmongold says. I disagree with him on a lot of things. Same with Hasan Piker. The only difference is Hasan Piker is a terrorist supporting violent retard, and Asmongold is just a retard.
Sense because, you know, it's sort of different. It's not completely the opposite, but it really seems like this guy's the ultimate NPC. What do you mean you don't think about what they're saying, or you just like the way their mouths move? What the actual heck did you just say? Is this man the real—
I like the way that mouth moved, though.
Life Patrick Star, dude? I mean, honestly, Patrick's my favorite character. I obviously love him a lot, but this guy's just fucking annoying, okay? I just realized how annoying that would be in real life, right? Having a complete moron friend like that. And honestly, this guy's got to be like a professional rage baiter, because every few weeks he keeps saying this—
Dude, I had a friend that I caught watching NPC content. That was so bad, dude. Apparently, he was giving money, and he was also paying for different OnlyFans, and he got caught by his girlfriend. Dude, it was so fucking ridiculous.
Stupidest shit ever. But it's also his actual opinions. Like, legitimately, he took like a political sponsorship from Kamala Harris or whatever. So he obviously has his own like political beliefs, and he went on this like rant about how Hasan is like so—
No, he doesn't really have political beliefs. He's just virtue signaling to the left because that's where all of his friends stand politically. And I don't even think they actually stand anything politically. They're all just virtue signaling.
Smart or whatever. So I just don't understand. Like, it's like you're trolling, but you're hiding behind it. It's the Casey Tron tactic. It's giving no thought behind those eyes. Honestly, it's ultimate NPC. He said, I like the words coming out of their mouth. What the fuck, brother? Just stop. I mean, I imagine this is just how Hasan fans are, right? Like, they just don't pay attention to the words.
Or they are just like him, and they are paying attention to the words, and know he's lying and manipulating, and they're all for it.
Or something, but this guy's an Asmon fan as well, so I don't know. Hasan is probably not going to be happy that one of his orbiters is watching Asmongold. This guy's like a special orbiter. He's like one of those special zombies in Left 4 Dead or whatever. It's like you gotta handle it with care. I'm starting to understand what people mean when they say that Nick is a character on stream, because this has to be engagement bait, but he's also that stupid. I swear his whole shtick is just taking the most obscure position and everything so he gets a reaction out of it. I think he's just like a completely unserious person. How can I be the most neutral guy ever? I mean, this is a different level of like fence sitting. I just like I've never seen anything like this. Even Jellywig is impressed, bro. What the heck? Nick has no internal monologue. That's
like it just blows my mind how a bunch of these streamers have audiences, large audiences at that. I just like, how can anybody watch this shit, man?
for sure. Moving on to Anissa and Anissa's husband, Idubbbz. There's a lot to catch up on the lolcow couple here. Haven't talked about them in a while. So apparently Anissa has confirmed everybody's suspicions that she was the one to brainwash Idubbbz into taking a complete 180 and becoming an overly woke Hasan orbiter freak. If you remember back in the day, Idubbbz was the complete opposite, a very edgy sort of guy, very logical, very reasonable, maybe took it a little too far, but he wasn't this pathetic.
I was always leftist. Like, that's one thing that's actually true. Like, a lot of people get right on the internet is that I had a very different political position from Ian when I met
being
him.
raised Muslim and being raised Muslim and Canadian.
But I think also on top of that, because I met Hasan in 2016, we did like name's Austin. Real name's Austin.
Austin Show.
Austin Show, and we were talking politics, and it was the first time that I had met somebody that got it. And I think that, like, I fell in love with Ian because I think, yes, he had a certain idea of how the world worked, but I could like, you had a ton of empathy. You cared deeply about people and things. You just had a very
warped. I was super warped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, Idubbbz, the champion of empathy, the god of all empaths, actually. Once he hit 32 years old, it was just over, dude. It all just came to him. An angel descended from the heavens.
I wish that I could have as much empathy as Idubbbz when I turn 32 in a couple of years.
Gave him basic human emotions and values, right? He became so empathetic, he decided to backstab his best friend, try to ruin his life, supported taking his kids away.
Empathetic. You mean imp and pathetic. And we just combined those into one word. It's empathetic.
And joined the terrorist Glazer squad. Very empathetic, honestly. Also, can any current day Idubbbz fans explain to me, what is this humiliation ritual? She says, I met Hasan in 2016. It's the first time I met somebody that got it. So what about Idubbbz, Anissa? Is he not someone who gets it? Surely your partner is someone who gets it, right? It wouldn't be Hasan Piker, right? I mean, was I wrong? What did I say all this time?
And also got what? Terrorism support? Because that really tells me what you people are all about.
Hasan Piker is responsible for unleashing this couple onto the world, all right? He has literally corrupted their brains. They are Hasan Piker viewers, guys. This is a live example of Hasan Piker's effect on society. They turned a guy completely 180 into a lobotomized moron. She's an actual cult member, dude. And you know, I have this theory where Anissa actually fell in love with Hasan, and ever since, she's been trying to turn Idubbbz into the white Hasan because she can't have him herself, right? It is diabolical. It's a diabolical villain plan here, right? Absolute soul-sucking harpy doing everything she can to achieve this goal, right? Also, please stop playing the Muslim card. You have an OnlyFans. Oh my god. Right, so then she admits she brainwashed him.
So I feel like when people kind of outreach the hand for you, it helped you realize that, like, okay, these concepts are not, it's more, I don't know who I am yet. And I feel like you're figuring out who you are now more, but you've always cared.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's like the basis that a lot of people see in the content cops, is they see a lot of passion and a lot of care in their own way, right? It's like fucking, obviously things could be handled differently, more maturely, but I think that's what they're seeing. And they're like, you shouldn't apologize for those. You were doing something right.
Dude, there is no content cop anymore. It is just completely gone. The one you did on Ethan already proved that you just don't have what it takes anymore. Nobody takes you seriously. Even the pseudo content cop that he did on commentary channels, including me as well, was so bad.
This is what it's like to be in a cult, where you think that there's nothing wrong, and your cult leader is actually the greatest human of all time, and then you like take on this cult leader's values and thoughts, and it's so sad to see how unself-aware these people are.
That he was already getting destroyed in the comment section before I even responded. It was actually tragic, man. Like, nobody takes you seriously. You're a complete liar the way you represent everything, and it's just a sad way to ruin your career, dude.
Apparently that's all that's on the left right now, because even if you think you're on the left, if you're not doing all that, you are a right-wing grifter, Nazi, racist, misogynist, transphobe. Like, that's what you get labeled as, whether you are those things or not, whether you even allude to the fact that you are those things or not. That's what you become.
You used to be somebody actually entertaining. Now the only entertainment is laughing at you because you're a train wreck. Also, Anissa admitting that she's the one who turned him into this is the least surprising thing. I mean, this is what everybody sort of knew.
And they are so smooth-brained that they can't even see that that's what's going on here. They said it out loud, and then they're gonna be like, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. Like, bro, no, that is exactly what you said, and that is exactly what's going on. We can see it
all along, and it turns out our intuition was completely spot on. Can you imagine?
We are never wrong about these things. When we see the pattern, we're usually right about it. Pattern recognition is a bitch.
Dating a girl who's trying to mold you into the guy she actually has a crush on. I don't want to say the D word like 3 times in a video because you guys are calling me out for that, but come on. It's diabolical. I can't hold it. It's like, it's inside me. I gotta say it, man. It's like the perfect opportunity. I'm sorry, guys. Moving on to Anissa trying to defend Idubbbz from these stinky breath allegations. My husband is hot.
Also, My husband is hot, very physically capable, and has beautiful smelling breath. He actually, even in the morning, I have worse smelling breath than him, okay? He doesn't like it when I defend him. He gets mad. He just wants to do it himself. So I
Yeah, he likes being humiliated. We know.
respect it.
She respects me.
Yeah, dude, say it out loud so everybody gets the message. She respects me, guys. Please believe me, she respects me a lot. Dude, if she respected you, she wouldn't be ritually humiliating you on the internet. That just wouldn't be a thing. Also, she wouldn't start an OnlyFans so that you get even more ridiculed on a regular basis and get called a cuck, right? And lose all of your, like, masculinity, essentially. She wouldn't fawn over Hasan Piker right in front of your face, dude. There is zero respect here. Also, how insane is it that she's defending his smelly breath? How have we even got into this, dude?
Right?
Yeah. If your
Right?
breath is worse than him, by the way, then you're literally SpongeBob from that one episode where everybody runs away from him and they think he's actually ugly or whatever. Tell me y'all don't see it. Oh my god. Mommy said I'm beautiful. Being defended by objectively horrible people's definition of worthless, hating Hasan Piker, right-wingers, and common sense leftists. Did Anissa knock his teeth out? I don't know what happened there, alright? Maybe it's gorgeous Gabe who beat his ass up. Anissa the Greasy, you've recoiled from his stench and said his breath smelled like piss to his face. And you know none of this is true. He looks sickly, his weak is pathetic, lacking in resilience. You're just trying to backtrack because you know those insults land. Moving on to Idubbbz, threatening Ethan's life.
And she shouldn't have said anything because now the insults are going to get worse. Unless that's what they want, but like, so far it seems they're so not self-aware. They're totally not meaning to do that. They're actually trying to defend themselves so people stop talking about it. That's not the way the internet works.
If he's doing like a coded message, taking a page from Hasan Piker's playbook. Idubbbz talks about his game idea where you eliminate a podcast host to take his place as the new host. Anissa chimes in with a bold suggestion on how to achieve that elimination.
A horror situation. I like that. But it looks like more and more people disappear and you start managing more and more tasks. Game progresses, ramping up the craziness from the host, and more crew members disappear in more unsettling ways. Yeah, I don't know what the ending would be. I think the ending would be important, and you'd want to shock people with the ending. I think...
You shock people like Hasan does to his dog?
I might be giving too much info for what this game is, but I think the ending should basically be, at some point, it like you take over for the... Yeah. Oh.
Kill him.
You wanted to be the host. Oh. Oh.
How about that? How about that? The people that are in a violent terrorism blood cult end up supporting terrorism and violence.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know if he's a cuck. I mean, I have no idea. But what I do know is that some of the stuff that he says, like, I almost don't even want to say this because I think that it's kind of like rude. But I think that the way he talks about stuff now makes me genuinely think that doing those boxing matches gave him some degree of brain damage. And I'm not really and I really mean this. Like, there are, like, I mean, there are electrons that are just not firing, or neurons that are just not firing there. And I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't. Like, I like Ian. I met Ian in real life. He was on my podcast, and, you know, we had a great conversation. You know, I've had no problems with him ever. But
yeah,
why would you...
This is what happens when you join a cult and become politically brain rotted.
Say something so weird like this. It's just like you're obviously baiting people to think about Ethan. You're obviously baiting people into, like, fantasizing about killing Ethan. What are you doing, man?
Dude, you can't tell me that Anissa is not the devil on his shoulder, dude. You have to kill him? Nice one. Very subtle there, you know? We gotta be careful with our words, of course. We gotta be empathetic. Literally having a coded death threat there, dude. Everybody got what you mean there. And you just know if Ethan said this, they would be freaking out and talking about harassment or whatever. It's just so hypocritical. But apparently they're the empaths, guys. My wife's boyfriend says he did not use a shot.
Guess what? It's gonna get worse, and it's gonna become more blatant, and it's gonna more and more of these people are gonna be blatant about their support for violence.
Caller. Lamau,
waiting
is this
for
an
it.
attempt at a dog whistle from the Mr. Empathy stoic white Hasan? Eliminating podcast hosts and disappearing crew members sounds way too close to Ace 3 to be a coincidence. Maybe he's fully radicalized and planning something? I mean, a Hasan Piker fan turning into a terrorist won't be surprising. Lil Bro's insanely jealous of Ethan's success while he streams to 250 people, wishing he could be the host of a successful podcast. Shit is just sad to watch. Moving on to Idubbbz once again calling himself the white Hasan. Dude, stop this.
White Hasan is crazy, Lamau. Oh yeah, White Hasan. White Hasan.
Wait, how is Idubbbz white Hasan? I thought Hasan was white. His dick writers keep telling me he's white. He can't be racist against white people. But how can Idubbbz be white Hasan if Hasan is white Hasan? I don't get it.
Plays with his dogs, unlike the other one. On stream, no less. White Hasan doesn't think world politics are more important than his dog's own joy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the face of a man who has gone completely insane.
He looks like a character. Look at that face, bro. Look at that face. There's evil behind those eyes. That is demonic.
Yeah, this is the face of a man who has gone completely insane. What the heck am I watching? Bro,
He seems like he might be doing Adderall. Like that's the kind of vibes that he's giving off, man. And I'm not saying he is. It's just kind of weird how it always seems like these unhinged, insane leftists always like seem like meth heads. And I've been around so many meth heads throughout my life, so it's easy for me to spot them. And Idubbbz just really seems like that he's a meth head. Not saying like he's actually smoking crystal meth or anything, but I think he might be on Adderall. And I think a lot of them are. And I'm pretty sure Mizkif is also.
brother is so cooked.
I don't know about Hasan. I think Hasan might just be completely, like, terrorist brained.
His head might be more empty than the NMP guy, dude. Also, have a bit of dignity, man. You're your own person. Stop calling yourself the white Hasan. It's actually embarrassing. Stop trying to be another person when that other person is a piece of shit anyways. He's not somebody to aspire to be anyways. And dude, it's actually so disgusting. Anissa wants Hasan so bad, she tried to turn Idubbbz into him. This is like a fucking supervillain plot or something. It's such a cucked couple. I feel wrong even watching this. The only person to call Idubbbz white Hasan is Idubbbz. What a freaking weirdo. Anissa parody account. My training is almost complete. If only I could stop him from shitting his pants. Can he fix his teeth? Looks like a homeless tweaker. Needs a better camera angle. Makes him look freaking deranged. Jesus Christ is morphing into Rothschild. Right, so then we have Idubbbz being not very woke, doing a racist impression here. Also, the context is I think he's talking about Ethan suing Casey Tron Denims and Froggen.
Devil. Okay, it was a good try. I love financially ruining women online. That's what I love to do.
Okay. All right.
Interesting, Idubbbz. I wonder where you got that specific caricature. It's a very specific hand movement there, Mr. Anti-Racist, apparently. Also, stop crying about harassment, dude. It's their own fault for violating copyright and constantly harassing him. We've gone over this. You get what you deserve. Nobody has any sympathy for them other than you. Hands doing that specific gesture about a Jewish person tells you everything you need to know about Mr. Empathy. Idubbbz, the swastika sword guy, not even hiding the anti-Semitism anymore. These are the people who claim to be the beacons of virtue, by the way. Right, so then Idubbbz says that he's not going to talk about Ethan anymore. Obviously a lie.
Yep, I'm not going to talk about these things. Keeps talking about them. Oh, the right wing keeps bringing up Collargate. Every time I see it in my comments in my chat, I'm going to bring it up. Dude, these people, every fucking time.
And he says that history will vindicate him as long as, you know, time passes.
I don't think there's any, like, I think people either get it or
Dude, culture is shifting right now. It is not looking good for these people.
They don't at this point. He's just like fucking preaching to the choir.
Also, where is he streaming? Is he streaming on Twitch? Oh man, the bunch of crazy shit's going on like behind the scenes at Twitch right now. They're about to see even more layoffs. I think Twitch is either going to get sold or shut down.
I think
Good luck
a lot
with that.
of people understand it, and yeah, it's just all surface level dog shit now at this point. I think history We just need to let time pass, is basically all we need to do. We just wait. It's a little bit unsatisfying. Like, I want control, for sure. I want to affect change, but I've done...
You hear that? He wants control. That is what these people want. They want control. They don't want people that they don't like to be. Like, that's it. They just want, apparently, to them all. They want them gone.
About all I can do on the pedo troll front.
Of course, Idubbbz, you've worked very hard to fight against the evil force that is Ethan Klein. I'm sure if you just wait another 100 years, everyone will be coming to your side, right? We'll all be Hasan orbiters, just like in the
In 10 years, nobody's even gonna remember these people.
fairy tales. Full-grown man, dude. Genuinely tragic. I feel like you just gotta admit you've lost. Take the...
Like, he thinks he's a historical figure. He thinks he's gonna be important in the future, that people are gonna look back and be like, well, Idubbbz was actually right the whole time. Like, no, dude. People are gonna look back and not know who the fuck you are, and you're not gonna be seen anywhere. The only people, really, that are gonna be mentioned nowadays are people who either fell off completely, because we're gonna see videos about, like, this is how this person fell off 10 years ago. And we're gonna see people like Trump and JD Vance, and those are gonna be the Asmongold. You know, Hasan Piker will probably be. And people will talk about Hasan Piker in the future and like how crazy his terrorism support is.
You can never convince people anymore. People know you're an outright liar. Just take the L, move on with your life, right? You don't have to keep digging yourself deeper and deeper until there's nothing left. At this point, your legacy is going to be just a loser, man. Moving on to Idubbbz talking about performative males and getting offended at it.
Yeah, he made a video called Performative Males. That is kind of my competitive advantage. I think there's like a lot of like left-wing men who kind of have the fake feminist vibe to them, but they're
oh man, oh, imagine being this unself-aware, dude.
Real soft. I'm in the video. Ugh. Well, I mean, he's gonna be talking about the mustache, long hair kind of thing.
Right. So your competitive advantage is being a cucked soy boy. Thanks for admitting that. Being a male feminist loser with your girlfriend having an OnlyFans. I mean, literally admitting to having zero masculinity, zero self-respect. I mean, I guess he has some self-awareness. That's a good thing, I suppose.
He doesn't. He thinks dude's wrong about it.
Let's take the positives here, guys.
Performative males. Now I know you're all probably thinking, what is a performative male?
On its face, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I think it's stupid. Just saying.
Doesn't even know what the video's about. Typical Hasan Piker supporter, am I right? Doesn't know what the video's about. Comments anyway.
I think it's just another one of these fads. I think it was probably a cute thing to talk about on TikTok for a little while. But I think it's going to be stupid. I think there's going to be no substance to it, but we'll see.
The common opinion about this genre of guy is that they're only dressing this way and behaving like this so they can attract progressive women, so they can then slide their willies and their hoo-has. And you've seen these guys. These are the dudes reading feminist literature outside of cafes. They're writing poetry, keeping spare tampons and pads in his tote bags because he's an ally.
It is interesting. It is interesting. I do actually like videos like this. Even, I mean, we'll see where it goes. He might just fucking say all these same things, but I think that's why it's a little bit bothersome, is just the fact that it is another one of these mechanisms to make it not acceptable to, like, be a human and be yourself, and it's...
Okay. He's basically saying that he is the thing that dude is saying. Okay.
It's another way to mock or ridicule men for reading.
Nobody is mocking men for reading books, you absolute dumbass. Way to completely miss the argument here. Honestly, you would benefit.
Dude, like, so stupid.
From reading some books about stoicism, Mr. Stoic here. People obviously just find it weird.
He just picks out one word, one thing about this whole thing, ignores everything else because his brain just couldn't comprehend what he was talking about. Can't use context. None of these people can use any kind of context clues for anything. They just completely eliminate the context and just like hear about men reading and they're like, oh, he don't like men reading? Like, no, that's not what he's saying.
Performative when guys are uploading videos of themselves reading feminist literature and, you know, dressing in a very specific way and acting in a specific way to appeal to a certain demographic, right, with their style and everything, and clearly saying things that you don't actually believe, right? It just oozes desperate and pathetic, right? It's kind of like the Hasan Piker thing where you pretend to be like this ally to women. Your fan base is filled with a bunch of these psycho women, right, like Taylor Lorenz or whatever, who are convinced you're their messiah or whatever, but in reality, at your core, you're Mr. Bro Tips and you're basically Diet Andrew Tate, right? So then he tries to defend himself and completely fails.
Exhibit A. So sick of seeing this genre of man. And this is the one that started it all. Picture of me and Idubbbz. Just gonna say I had to look way before him, okay?
Hello. Prepare for me to periodically pop up.
He's got that pop of meat energy going
up throughout this video because while I was editing, I found more stuff and also thought of more stuff. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this so sick of this genre of man screenshot. It goes viral every few months. And, you know, it does suck to see it all the time, but I've realized, you know, over the years that it's actually like bringing.
Man, sometimes I'm reminded things could be a lot worse. You could see a fucking picture like this and have the thought that sucks to see. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I see a pic like that.
So sick.
I'm like, oh, fucking badass.
But I've realized, you know, over the years that it's actually like bringing people together, which is really nice. I've seen like dozens of right wing.
Well, it's not even that. It's not like it is literally just the culture. It's like a historical thing. Like when someone in the year 2050 looks over time and they're showing what guys look like in the 2020s, they're going to show the look that you had because it was popular and it spoke to a certain.
And there you go. He admits that he only looks that way because it's popular. Because it's trendy. He's fake as fuck, dude. They hop on trends constantly. Fuck your trends. I just do what I want. I say what I want. I wear what I want. And it usually ends up just being some random shirt that somebody gave me, some pants, like literally all of the clothes that I have right now. I did not go out and get. The only reason I wear them is because I have them and they were given to me. And usually from my grandma who goes and gets clothes from Goodwill. He's like, here, this looks like a shirt you'd like. And I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks. I needed another shirt because I have like 6 of them.
Thing, you know, it spoke to in some ways a bit of a softness. In some ways it spoke to a maybe like, you know, the performative feminism or whatever.
Yes. Oh.
Ever.
Oh my god, Idubbbz gotta be like the worst debater ever, dude. Please just stop talking and stop embarrassing yourself. Listen, if you like a certain style or whatever, that's fine. But if you were actually secure in your style, you wouldn't be getting offended by internet memes or whatever.
Yep.
But if you're...
Dude, don't get upset. Don't get mad on the internet. And don't pretend that you're not, because everybody can see it.
This offended by it and you feel the need to justify it, it's probably getting to you in some way and you just realize that you are being called out for being fake. Also, this is not the standard man from 2020 or whatever the fuck. This is some soy boy latte shit, alright? History is not gonna look back on this and go, well, we need to show the aliens Idubbbz or whatever. Like, holy shit, dude. You're gonna be looked back as an...
The aliens already know Idubbbz because I am an alien and the internet is not real.
Anomaly, a fucking feminist soy boy anomaly. Although maybe if you're lucky, your lobotomized cranium might actually show up as a marvel of science, right? Scientists need to fucking deconstruct that shit to figure out how it got that bad. Right, so then he realizes that it's not just right-wingers that are making fun of him and just people are just poking fun at the style and the stereotype.
Hey, I actually just saw this page, Women's Rights _news, which is a page dedicated to intersectional feminism, gender equality, pro-choice, abortion rights, and health and reproductive rights. All those are great in my books. But they also just reposted it as well. So that one stings extra hard. But, you know, it is comforting to know that no matter where you...
That one stings. No, dude, it's a fucking meme page. If they're posting memes, I mean.
Stand on feminism. Both sides, both sides can agree that I look dumb. That's
Yep.
No, dude, no one's saying you look dumb.
Oh man, why? Like, at least, so this guy is self-aware and doesn't care. This guy is trying to defend it. Like, what are you fucking doing, dude?
Listen, Connor, you look beautiful. No one's saying it's dumb. People are acknowledging that it's like the current fad, and people like me show up to the scene, and we're looking for a new look. And I'm like, well, that's a look that I could do. Listen, not a lot of us white guys have the options to do to do much else to express ourselves, right?
Imagine trying so hard to express yourself by looking trendy.
We're like, oh, seems like that is a decent look. People are a fan of that look. I've tried the buzz cut for a while. It's a little harsh. It's a little military boot camp, you know? Maybe having a little mustache is like a kind of nice little edginess there.
Oh my god, this is so cringe, dude. How can you be so pathetic? Why would you get offended by simple ass memes? My god, how unbelievably insecure. And even the guy in the video like, oh no, this leftist account hates me, guys. I wanted them to like me. It's okay for the right-wingers to hate me, but oh my god, this woke leftist account hates me too. But I'm cool. I'm one of you guys. I'm a male feminist. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Yuck. How do you exist like this? Yuck. Right, so then Idubbbz defaults to his factory settings and he just calls people racist for making fun of him.
And another one. There's a factory out there manufacturing this specific kind of
You can't, oh no. You can't use the thumbnail of like, or it's not even a thumbnail. I think it's a still of me in the Creator Clash 2 like lost money video.
Dude, what is with these streamers and just like constantly eating on stream? It's so disgusting, dude. I do not want to watch people eat. Are there people out there? Obviously there are people out there who like to watch people eat because mukbang is super popular even still. That's fucking disgusting. It just adds to the humiliation, dude.
Stop. That was a dark time for me. I don't have the fucking happy guy looking ass that Curtis Connor does in that. It's like a professional photo. It's also just kind of like, is this too much to say? I'll take it back if it's too much to say. Coming off as a little racist. What I'm trying to say is I think people are just actually blind. It's actually sexist is what it is. It's just longer hair. Guys are allowed to have longer hair. What the fuck? These are all very different people in very different haircuts. It's just that they're white, that they have a mustache.
No, Idubbbz, it's not racist. You're not Hasan. Okay, maybe he is actually the white Hasan here. Holy shit, buddy. You're like embracing everything about him. Like,
okay, so you know what that look is? You know what that look actually depicts? All what have everybody in that picture has in common. Hold on.
No,
damn it. You know what they all have in common? They look like huge pussies. They look like that if you called them out in public, they'd start crying.
It's just that they're white, that they have a mustache.
No, Idubbbz, it's not racist. You're not Hasan. Okay, maybe he is actually the white Hasan here. Holy shit, buddy. You're like embracing everything about him, like claiming racism now. Racism is doing whatever the fuck you were doing with your hands when you're talking about Ethan, dude. Apparently, it's just illegal to make fun of Idubbbz now, or he's gonna call you a racist. And this kind of just proves how easy it is to get under his skin, right? A couple tweets is all it takes. Even when his wife launched his OnlyFans or whatever, people were just making memes about him and he had a full-blown meltdown. Moving on to Ethan responding to Idubbbz and Nisa, claiming that they always hated him in the show.
Forgot what year we're in. It's 2021. You can't shit talk your best friend and just act like it's all sunshine and rainbows. That's not gonna happen. I don't know what world they're living in.
Fucking okay. Projection. Constant projection. I don't know how old that is, but like that's exactly what that's exactly what Ian did to Ethan.
Anyway, doing some shtick, but I mean, call me his best friend. even jokingly, right? If he's being like hyperbolic, then it still means something, doesn't it? It still means something to me. You know, dumbass, weirdo, freak, loser, stink, low IQ, caveman,
pussy,
virgin. Let's see, Idubbbz, blah blah blah. All the times Anissa glazed us on social media. These are great to review. Anissa, who's never liked us yet, despite coming on our show all the time, saying that the H3 community is the last same place on the internet, and she loves them so much because they're so supportive of her. She says, I'm so excited. This is from 2023. I'm so excited to go on the H3 podcast again. My socials get a lot more fun and welcoming after the last time I was invited on because I got so many new followers from it, and literally all of you are so nice.
Interesting. So they were big fans of the show up until February 2023, which is not that far back, honestly. So where did it all go wrong? Insert one Hasan Piker into this situation. I mean, the seeds have been sown since 2016. I guess it took 7 years to eventually mature here. Also, Idubbbz trying to rewrite history and pretend they were never friends or something. I mean, you were literally the best of friends.
That's what they're trying to do. That's what they think they're good at. That's what they're good at, but they're not really. That's what they think they're good at. That's just what they do constantly, is just rewrite history with them on top as the people who are actually the good guys. When in actuality, if you're on the internet and you're not doing anything for real, for politics, if you're not in the political sphere making changes, you're just a fucking retard. You're brain rotted by politics. You're politically brain rotted. Like, welcome to the internet. We're all retarded. Especially the ones who can't acknowledge that they're retarded.
Going to each other's house, and nobody calls someone a best friend unless they're actually best friends, especially publicly, right? It really is just the ultimate betrayal. And yeah, Ethan was talking about how he's gonna be making fun of you forever now, and you kind of deserve it. I don't know, man. Idubbbz, I like Ethan. Anissa, no you don't and you never did. Idubbbz, you're right, I hate him and I always have. You're right, queen. Babe, it's 4 p.m. It's time for my OnlyFans photo shoot. Right then, Ethan says he'll stop talking about Idubbbz until Idubbbz averages more viewers than Shonda Black for a week.
Here's the deal, Idubbbz. I know you want me to talk about you. If you want me to talk about you again, you got to average over, what are we saying? Over...
I just looked it up. Shonda Black averages... in the month of September, 700 viewers.
Yo, he is fucking monstrously bigger than Idubbbz. Thank you for
the prime.
That's yeah. You're welcome, buddy. I also saw that his Ian, if you want me to acknowledge you ever again, you need to average more than Shonda Black for a week straight.
Agreed.
That's it. And then you're back.
Good luck with that, man.
We can do our thing. We can joke and joust. So, but anyway, Shonda Black has what? You said 700-ish? So you're going to have to break 700 for a week, and then we can yuck it up again.
Okay, getting beaten by Shonda Black is insane. That's like the 10th rank Hasan Orbiter. Bro is so far back in the line. He's like the Demon Slayer's lower rank 65 moon or something.
The only reason I even know who that guy is because Ethan said that he was possibly going to throw him into the mix just so he can get the get a man into the orbiters that he's suing, so it doesn't seem like he's suing all women. And it was a joke.
Dude, you know,
and people were calling him racist for it because it was just he's racist and a misogynist. It was just like, what?
Never thought this was a possibility, but maybe might be more popular than Idubbbz at this point. Imagine, bro. Dude, I mean, she definitely has more reach. That's for sure. She's always had more reach, honestly. But yeah, as long as she doesn't, you know, eat 50 of her viewers, I think she'll be fine. She's definitely more popular at the local McDonald's, that's for sure. She's practically a celebrity there. And the thing is, I don't even want to make fun of like low viewership or anything. It's not even that bad, honestly. It's just the fact that he had 7 million subs, right? It's like, this fall off is legendary. It's actually legendary. Like, you would have to be outed as a...
Holy shit, I almost got bit by a brown recluse. That could have been bad. I'm gonna have to kill it. Well, that ain't good. I don't know where it went. I lost it. It's gone. That's fucked, dude. Oh no. I went to go get my spider spray and he just disappeared, man. think he went inside my desk. I'm gonna have to be mindful of it.
A PDF file and you would still get more viewers. Like Dr. Disrespect had no problem. Miskiff has no problem getting more viewers. Like, goddamn, he must have seriously messed up. Now click this video or you
Dude, absolutely humiliating. Oh fuck, man. I'm actually freaking out about this spider. I don't know where it went. I'm fine with spiders, but brown recluses, nope, fuck that.
gotta smell Idubbbz' stinky breath.
Dude, I feel like if I was to become a viewer of Idubbbz, that my whole room would just smell like shit. And I just don't want that kind of energy.
Nigeria is absolutely good.
So they're gonna have to do something, man, or I think Trump's gonna declare nuclear war. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we're gonna go boots on the ground if they don't quit their shit, bro. Don't you know there's an actual genocide going on? Like, no joke, actually. Like, the left wants to always play that victim card. Don't you know there's a genocide going on? I'm not that bad. Why are you focused on me doing bad things when there's literally a genocide? But they never talk about this one that's been going on for a very, very long time. Unless they talk about how it's actually a good thing, because that's all I see. From Mr. L. Boyd Reacts. Yes, the meta runs deep around here. We're watching another guy react. I'm reacting to a reaction. It's over now! U.S. issues vicious warning to Nigeria. Trump threatens invasion. Let's go, dude.
What? Guys, hold on. Trump tells Pentagon to ready vicious military attack, or action, apologies, in Nigeria. Move fast. Why? All right, so this is a suggestion via channel member. Let's go and jump to the video immediately. We will comment throughout.
All right, well, we're going to begin this morning with a Fox News alert.
Nigeria.
President Trump ordering the Pentagon to prepare for possible fast military action in Nigeria if the country fails to crack down on the mass killing of Christians.
Rebecca Castor joins us live from Washington, D.C. with those details. Rebecca, good morning.
Rachel, good morning. Yeah, President Trump is not mincing words here.
Okay.
This is what he said on Truth Social yesterday. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may...
I didn't know that we were even sending aid and assistance to Nigeria. Why have we been doing that?
very well go into the now disgraced country at guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War...
Oh, he's just racist against Muslims. That's why he cares about this situation.
...war to prepare for possible attack. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
They're about to get Iran'd.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth got the message and says the Department of War is preparing for action.
Okay.
The response comes as the persecution of Christians in Nigeria has reached crisis levels. Islamist militants have burned down churches and Christian schools. And international civil rights groups estimate more than 50,000...
We'll take some refugees. We'll take them refugees. Especially to not look racist, because all of these people are black.
Christians have been murdered in the country since 2009.
Why do you care about the genocide in Nigeria when there's a literal genocide going on?
But the president of Nigeria claims the
guys, hold on.
Reports of violence
I want to
are
hear some more of this.
And says on X the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. And our administration is committed to working with the United States government and international community to deepen understanding and cooperation of communities of all faiths.
Okay.
President Trump also recently redesignated Nigeria as a country of concern after former...
Okay, country of concern. Most likely meaning a country of particular concern, meaning that they're preemptively going to either utilize sanctions or even... withhold aid. I think that's kind of what that basically means within the realm of U.S. foreign policy. It's very interesting, this video here, because who was feeding Trump this information, guys? Right? Because Acolyte exists, right? Specifically the information. And I remember this this story or something like this, or it's something like this, like maybe last year or so, people were basically saying that there was like a mass deletion of people because they were Christian.
because there was a bunch of clips going around that were really, really bad of basically like groups of Muslims going onto people's properties and just dragging them out of their homes and, you know, doing violent, very vile things to them and killing them.
Guys, that's not happening in Nigeria.
It is.
Not large scale, at least, because I mean, guys.
Yeah, it's not large scale, but it definitely is happening.
The numbers are out. This has already kind of been disproven, so I don't know why we're kind of talking about this in 2025, guys. Because the problem is that, guys, more Muslims are ended in Nigeria than Christians, and a lot of the issues have nothing to do with the fact that they're Christian. It just so happens that they're in a warring tribe.
Pete Hegseth is the one who is bringing this to the attention of Trump, guaranteed. But I didn't know this thing about more Muslims. I'm going to check that, actually. Between 2019 and 2023, clerics reported that 6,225 Muslims were killed in faith-related violence across the country. Another report by the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law estimated that approximately 30,000 moderate and defenseless Muslims were killed between July 2009 and March 2022. This aligns with the claim that about 34,000 moderate Muslims were killed since 2009. Additionally, the Muslim rights concern stated that 32,000 Muslims have been killed over a 3-year period due to terrorist attacks in northern Nigeria. These figures highlight that both Christians and Muslims have been victims of violence, often linked to extremism, banditry, and intercommunal conflict. Okay, how many Christians are killed in Nigeria? More than 7,000 Christians were reportedly killed in Nigeria during 2025 alone. I don't know, that seems pretty widespread to me, according to multiple reports from civil society groups like the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law. This represents an average of 30 to 35 Christians killed per day. Since 2009, estimates suggest that between 50,000 and 125,000 Christians have been killed. Okay, so what I'm reading here is that way too many people are being killed in Nigeria, both Christian and Muslim, and that shit's gotta fucking stop. Because that's quite possibly, yeah, even if they are Muslim, I don't give a shit if they have a different kind of faith than we do. Because to me, those are just possible future Christians. Like, I don't give a shit that they're Muslim. Literally everybody in the world, to me, is a possible future Christian. Even though I know that most people are not going to convert to Christianity, you don't know who's going to convert. And so, like, you got to keep that in your heart. That, no, we can't have anybody dying. I don't care if there's more Christians being killed. I don't care if there's more Muslims being killed. Stop all of it. But if it's going to lead to another forever war, then we need to stay out of that.
Guys, Nigeria is not the...
If there's profit to be made there, stay out of that. We don't need any of that.
United States of America in its sensibilities, its culture, its anything, truth be told here. Right. So most of the issues that you're starting to run into, specifically in Nigeria, are going to be in the north Nigeria, along with like the middle belt. Like these issues are not like a thing that happens in like Abuja or Lagos. It's just not a thing. Nigeria is also a country that is split basically almost perfectly in half with Christians and Muslims, but more Muslims are being ended. And why are more Muslims being ended? Understand this here.
That's not what I was reading, but it still doesn't matter to me. There shouldn't be anybody. It shouldn't be anybody.
Haram exists here. These are the people that absolutely strongly detest anything Western education based. I even think it's in their name, guys. Right? Just understand this here. And so the dilemma is that you have Muslims that are moderate Muslims specifically, that are how do I explain this here? They're not going to even dabble, let's say, in the ignorance of the massive fundamentalism of Boko Haram or even IS, right? Like, just understand this here, okay? And so they are, in fact, being packed up a lot faster than Christians are, because Christians generally are not going to be in that region a lot of the times anyway. Guys, Nigeria is massive, okay? I also think that...
Man, there was a spider on my desk earlier, and I'm still freaking out about it. My arm is itchy in a couple places, and I'm like, oh man, I hope I didn't get bit by the spider. Like, I didn't feel it if it bit me, but like, and I don't feel like a certain spot but maybe I'm just freaking out about it. My beard is also a little bit itchy, so like I'm definitely not gonna get to my beard. I think I might just be a little bit freaking out about it, but fuck, man. It crawled on my arm.
Most likely the president or the ruler specifically of Nigeria would actually have no problem with Trump helping, as long as Trump had the ability to also maintain the country's sovereignty.
Just got to chickadee check myself. Make sure I didn't wreck myself.
Meaning that you can come and help if you want. You don't run things, right? But the main issue is not what is being basically promoted, because it's just not a true statement here. Now we can have the argument about the 52,000, I think is what it actually is, versus the 32,000, because I think that's the actual number, right?
Maybe technically. Once again, I don't care. I wish he'd move on from the actual numbers, because it shouldn't be a 1. Not a 1.
And 32,000 as in the 32,000 Muslims, right? So there are, again, ACLED specifically did a entire like study, and we have all the stats all exist already. 317.
Yeah, I don't trust stats.
Specifically, from the same chart that she's looking at, by saying 50,000 plus, 317 were actually ended because they were Christian. Okay, 317. These are the people that were actually affected, where in the reports it was, oh, this Christian, they were identified as a Christian.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not saying go in, and I already know that people are going to be saying that I'm calling for war. I'm saying that if this is going to be war, then we don't need to do it, because it's just going to be another forever war. We don't need to be profiting off of the death of people, because that's what's going to happen, or we're going to try and take over Nigeria. There's probably something that a bunch of people want in Nigeria, and that's why this is all of a sudden becoming an issue. Because let me tell you, there are way worse issues going on in the world than this. It's just weird how they latched onto this one. There are definitely countries where more Christians than that are being killed.
Versus 417 legitimately Muslims in the same exact period. So by all, and so this crazy precedent. But either way,
President Biden removed it from the list in 2021. Rachel, Charlie, and Griff, back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, it's really hard to tell what's going on.
We definitely should be pulling aid back. Definitely that.
Understand that they are Muslim.
Not really.
Rebels of sorts. There's all kinds of unrest in these countries, and it's not just in Nigeria. It's in Sudan. It's in Chad. It's in the Congo. I mean, it's all over Africa, and it's out of control, and it is very targeted at Christians. You look at that number in just one.
By the way, not Muslims. It's not Muslims. It's Muslim extremists. You got to get it right, because not all Muslims are doing this shit. It's just the extremists.
Country. 50,000, and then he says, well, there's no targeted attack. It's kind of crazy, but we've been hearing this from groups like Boko Haram since the Obama days. Remember when they kidnapped those girls, and there was this whole campaign to bring back the girls, and many of those girls are still in captivity. This is a gentleman named Paul Adamu. He is Nigerian. He is a Christian, and he was kidnapped by Boko Haram. And this is what he had to say in an op-ed with Fox News recently. He said, these are not random acts of violence. They are systematic, coordinated attempts to erase Christian communities from the region. As someone who has walked through the burned villages and prayed with survivors, I can tell you the reality is even worse than the statistics suggest. The United States and other Western nations cannot look away. They have both the moral obligation and the diplomatic tools to press Nigeria towards real accountability. By the way, he is also going to be on our show later on today, and we'll hear from him.
I figured that.
And the thing that I love about that, the tweet, the message by President Trump is that we talked last week about the Done Row doctrine, how President Trump is concerned more about his own backyard, which is way smarter than gallivanting all around the world. But the other thing is, you can use that pulpit.
Yeah, we definitely should be more worried about Mexico than this, because for one, it's messy. I don't know what's going on over there in Nigeria. I'm getting conflicting information from so many different people that just like, We got worse matters on our hands here. Like, yeah, there's Christians being persecuted, but I don't know the numbers. And it seems to me like there's something that they want all of a sudden from Nigeria. And I just don't trust the government. I don't care that they're right wing, left wing. I don't care. It's a bunch of rich people that don't have anything to do with my life. Nothing ever changes in my life whenever they do things. And it just seems like that they're constantly just doing evil shit to make a profit for somebody.
As a way to put your foot down and scare the living bejesus out of foreign countries where they are doing things like this.
I hope that's all that this is. I don't want to go to war with Nigeria.
And it's part of the anything is possible doctrine, or the daddy's home doctrine, where people are actually afraid. They recognize he really will make good on all of his promises, and that tends to sort of inspire peace, and we've seen it around the world.
I love the way you said earlier when we were talking.
I hope that's what's going on here, because like no on this one, absolutely not. Get somebody else to do it if you're gonna do anything.
About this before the show started, I said, well, I think all the actors in there are bad. I mean, these are factions, military factions fighting against each other, and these civilians are sort of caught in it. And
True.
Charlie said, well, it's just that's what President Trump does. He just says, knock it off, or I'm coming up there.
Don't make me come upstairs.
It's a great point, but the important part about it is we are seeing President Trump's peace through strength in action, because there's soft power, the trade that has gotten so much accomplishments, but then there's a hard power, and that's the threat of guns a-blazing. And look, if he does go guns a-blazing, it's going to be a limited strike, precision. It's not going to be some starting a war. We've seen this before. He's done that. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day,
hopefully it just ends up being like an Iran situation where they go after the actual main places of power, like a nuclear facility.
Today, Nigeria is on notice now. And I went this morning to the United Nations Twitter feed. I'm like, I wonder if there's anything about Nigeria, about Christians. Nothing. You can find condemnation of the drug boats being taken out in the Caribbean by the UN, but you won't see that. Very interesting thing.
Yeah, guys, why would there be? Okay, so this is where sometimes we kind of need to understand what media is.
Oh, okay. Before he gets into it, I actually have been seeing people covering this, and the comments from people are absolutely fucking disgusting. A lot of them are like, well, why would I give a shit if Christians want gay people dead? Why would I give a shit if Christians are actually genociding trans people? And it's just like, what the fuck are you people talking about? You're not even real.
This is a really good example of it, right? All of these individuals have the ability to basically open a book, or even research the topic before, let's say specifically speaking in depth, or giving actual opinions of it specifically if you have no idea. The reason why it's not happening is because this is not happening, right?
Or it just doesn't matter because it's happening so widespread, and it's just like a thing that happens in these countries. Nobody cares about Africa. Like, it feels like it's just kind of a talking point. It feels like it's for clickbait. It's for social media. Get people riled up.
And 17.
It makes me think that there's something that people want in Nigeria.
Specifically Christians that share the Christian faith that have been ended.
I want to look up, see which country kills the most Christians. Oh shit, it's Nigeria. Okay, didn't see that coming, actually. I thought there were other countries that were worse. Significantly higher than any other country, with data from Open Doors indicating that 3,100 of the 4,476 Christians killed worldwide in 2025 were in Nigeria. I wouldn't say that those are genocide numbers, though. Over 19,000 churches have been attacked or destroyed since 2009. Okay. How many churches have been attacked or destroyed in the U.S. since 2009? There's definitely a lot. There's definitely some bad shit happening in Nigeria, and that shit's got to stop. But that's not a lot of people, man. Definitely compared to, like, I don't know, the amount of people that are dying in Ukraine and Russia, the amount of people that are dying from China the amount of people who are dying in the Israel-Hamas conflict. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck to believe. And that's the problem. I'm a Christian, man. I don't want Christians to be dying. But like, is how many more people are going to die because of this?
Obviously, there are going to be more people that have been affected that have made it, right? And by all defaults, these people also were most likely targeted exclusively. But if we start talking about the people who were ended, and that's what we need to have, because the whole basis of the conversation is who lost their existence, right? And it just seems very troubling, right? This is not new information, guys. It's not. I'm going to get yelled at in the comments for not just towing the line, right? But I don't toe the line. Guys, I expect you to disagree with me, but show me the proof in the comments. Seriously. Because the problem is that, yes, if you want to do raw numbers of people that have been affected, Christians generally are more affected, right? But they have not lost their lives at the same rate because of, like, specifically because of it, right?
That's not what I saw.
My moral hang up here right now. Right?
That's not what I
If
saw.
you want to actually put it into like,
oh, Mr. Elboyd, I like you, but you're gonna have to show me some actual, like, you're gonna have to bring up some stuff and not just pull it out of the top of your head.
Like, start the concept of sanctions. That makes sense completely. Let's sanction places. I love it, right? Let's legitimately waste less money in places that have no really, worth to us.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I'm fine with that.
I think there are probably more Christians being affected in Mexico than there are people being affected in Nigeria.
Stop all the foreign aid to places that we don't really care about, but we pay for some reason. Guys, please. Absolutely, I'm down with that. All countries. There's not a single country outside the United States of America that I want to give money to. Not a single one. Okay.
True. Same.
But all right, listen, guys, argue with me in the comments. I'm down for it. But send me links and sources. Seriously. I have no problem changing my opinion if new information is given that basically
Same.
moves the goal line, if that makes any sense. I love it. Teach me something new, guys. Right?
Yeah, it just really makes me think that there's something that people want in Nigeria. I'm going to try and find that, actually. Governments, particularly international partners like the United States, seek a strong, proactive, and prosperous Nigeria that can serve as a leader in Africa and contribute positively to global affairs. Key expectations include effective governance, economic stability, and regional security. Fighting corruption is a central priority as a blah, 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 blah. Strengthening democratic institutions is also critical, as Nigeria's democracy is seen as vital not only for its own citizens, but for the stability and democratic trajectory of the entire African continent. Economic reforms are another... That's why people want to get into Nigeria right now. That's why there's such conflict going on, because you control Nigeria, you basically control the trajectory of the entire continent. Which is kind of what I thought anyway, because that's usually how it goes. Like, if you have a hold on Israel, then you pretty much have a hold on all of the Middle East. Like, whoever controls Israel controls the Middle East, whether you like it or not. And that's why the United States has such power and, connection to Israel. And we kind of can't give that up. But also, I don't know how I feel about that one. I kind of don't care. I think we need to pull all aid out from everybody and just focus on ourselves and focus on rebuilding Mexico and Canada, because holy shit, both of those countries are a huge problem right now. Specifically, Mexico.
But specifically, you cannot... I understand. On the surface, you see these things and you're just like, this is crazy, it needs to get fixed. If that was true, I'd be having a different conversation.
And why is everybody talking about it all of a sudden? I wonder. Because it just kind of came out of nowhere. Started just entering my feed. Really being pushed on me. Almost like there was a marketing campaign behind it.
But the problem is the numbers do not back it. Like the actual numbers. Like the
I wish you would stop saying that, because we don't know the actual numbers. Everything is a manipulation. Everything. Any official numbers, it's a manipulation. It could be way more because they're underreporting it, or it could be way less because they're misrepresenting it. Like, who knows?
Raw numbers of proof that this is why this happened, instead of assuming. Assumptions are generally not always true.
Yeah, but you're also assuming that the people who reported on it are telling the truth.
Because you have to understand, like, the region, guys. Nigeria is not the United States of America, bro.
Yep.
Right? There's a lot of, like, geography issues, insurgency issues.
A bunch of countries, a bunch of governments wanting control of Nigeria, because you saw that you control Nigeria, you basically control the trajectory of all of Africa.
Ethnic and tribal issues. They have been at war with each other since before the United States of America existed. They really don't like each other. A lot of the deletions are like farmers and like field hands, guys. Just understand what we're talking about here. These are people who are living really close and they want someone else's land. Oh, you built a church here. They don't really care what it is. You could have built a mosque there. They don't care. They want that land. They're going to take it.
That's true.
What's going on.
Yep. He is completely correct about that.
Again, guys, this is not the United States of America. Don't look at it through the lens of an American. Or you then end up like these three people on a couch here talking about things that they really have no idea.
Yep.
Like, they've never been to that region. Guys, it's crazy. Right? It's super.
And I know about people on TV being complete liars, complete manipulators, and retards, and they shill whatever party of government is in power. If their party is in power, that's the one they shill for. Everything is great. They'll find all the ways to make everything a good thing, actually. And same with the other side.
Super tribal. All of this is ethnic based. You guys all look the same but say you're different things. I don't know. Weird. Not my problem though, right? So, and they don't like each other because of it. A lot of it. Oh, you're this. So, and I'm this. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Trust me.
It's just a tool and a manipulation from groups that, like, I want that. I have power and I want more power. I want more land to do things that I want to do and make myself richer. So I'm going to pretend that I am this thing so I can go after your thing, and that be the reason. And really, it's just evil people being evil.
No one knows the difference outside of Nigeria. All right. But either way, listen, guys, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Again, guys, please yell at me in the comments. I'm down for it. But cite sources. But in the meantime, because again, my source, I'll tell you.
Yeah, he also didn't cite sources
correctly. It's ACLAD. So, yeah. Either way, listen, you guys all have an.
I don't know what that is. Like, does he have a link to it? I hope he does. Nope. Well, I'm telling you that my source was just Brave, so I don't know. Maybe his source is better than mine, but I don't know his source. But in Brave did not list whoever he's talking about as a source. What? Acolyte? I don't know, man. I don't. Acolyte? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where his source is. Like, even Brave's not pulling it up. From Politico, are they gonna tell me? Well, damn. Yeah, I can't find it. I've looked through like so many articles, dude. Let me ask Brave. Where does this information come from? Literally, no one is citing sources here, as was asked. Right? That's my fucking problem with everybody, man. Damn it, Mr. L. Boyd. Where is your source? I don't know what the fuck you were saying. Acolyte? I tried looking for that. I could not find it. Also, Fox News didn't cite their sources. And it's just like, what are we doing here? Stop just saying shit, man. Cite your sources. I'm not even, like, using a source. I'm just saying what I think. Like, so I don't really need sources, because I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to use my own thoughts to figure out what the hell's going on, because what I think is going on is what really seems to be like what's going on, man. Like, there's something about Nigeria that people want, and people on one side are like, oh man, Christian genocide, it's everywhere, it's the worst thing in the world. And then on the other side, everybody's like, nope, it's not even happening. And I'm here in the middle. There's just like, there's something going on here. Like, what are we doing? Like, I think maybe we should focus on Nigeria. Because apparently everybody fucking wants it for some reason, and why? Because I think that Nigeria is the key to Africa.
I don't even know what this video is going to be about. I don't know what this one is.
The world is finally healing. I definitely feel that the culture is definitely shifting. I think that people are tired of lies and manipulation, and I think the other people that are lying and manipulating are tired of being humiliated.
Can we get some good news? Yes, let's get some good news. Twitch has fired the guy that has been banning VTubers.
Hello, I'm here to give my opinion on something that doesn't actually matter. Ex-Twitch execs blames Amazon for cutting 14,000 jobs in AI shift. Robots don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Twitch is facing another brutal round of layoffs as parent company Amazon slashes tens of thousands of corporate jobs amid a major pivot to artificial intelligence.
That's right. You're getting replaced by Flippy. You're getting replaced by the AI. You're getting replaced by a computer.
Amazon confirmed plans to cut 14,000 corporate jobs this year, about 4% of its white-collar workforce, as part of a sweeping cost-cutting and restructuring effort. According to Reuters, the number could climb up to 30,000 as layoffs began on October 28th. So that's 2 days ago as of me recording this.
That's right.
The move is part of Amazon CEO Andy Jassy's strategy to trim bureaucracy and lean heavily into AI and automation. Jassy previously...
What do you think that, what's going to happen with Dan Clancy? You think they're going to replace him with AI and just have an AI CEO?
I love how these Twitter people think that they're going to be able to stop AI by having a viral tweet get like 90,000 likes about AI being bad.
Yep, it's not going to happen, bro. What's going to happen is they're going to keep implementing AI until it absolutely destroys everything, including the internet itself.
Like, this is the future. Anybody who thinks this isn't the future is fucking delusional. It's obviously happening.
Artificial intelligence will play a central role in automating routine work, making some roles obsolete.
Yeah.
These latest moves signal that Amazon is likely realizing enough AI-driven productivity gains within corporate teams to support a substantial reduction in force.
That's right. You don't need them. Get rid of them.
An e-marketer analyst told Techloy. Twitch hit with massive layoffs.
It ain't over yet, boy. It ain't over yet. It's gonna get worse. I think at the beginning of next year, after Christmas, it's gonna get so much worse. We're gonna see massive layoffs, not just from Twitch, just across all corporations. I think 2026, their New Year resolution is gonna be lay off everybody.
Okay, so here's the interesting part about the Twitch layoffs.
All right, let's hear
one
it.
of the people that got fired was this guy, a man named Tarfu. He says, I was laid off at Twitch today. I was at Twitch for 11 years. I started off working in trust and safety, then moved to customer experience. I was the person who built the entire fraud program at Twitch. You'll understand why I'm emphasizing that in a second. One of the reasons I never told people what I did for work. I was the one keeping bad actors off Twitch who steal and abuse revenue on the platform.
Yep, and it's probably because they want to steal and abuse revenue, and they don't want anybody finding out about it.
I guess I did my job too well since they let me go. But do I have some great stories of being there over a decade?
I bet he does.
Horrible timing since my motorcycle accident was a month ago. I'm getting married in less than a month. This has definitely been a bad...
But corporations, you're a family in a corporation. Until they don't want you there anymore, and then they just don't care. If you cost them too much money, or if you're not making them enough money, they'll cut you.
Bad year.
Sounds like a bad year.
I'm sorry that you were in a motorcycle accident. I would never wish that upon anybody except for, well, some people. But what you did, you know, like, okay, well, I don't like you, but you don't deserve that. Probably.
So how do they know
Well,
that
I
this
don't know.
guy fired VTubers?
The jury's out on that. But anyways, do you
Or banned
remember
VTubers.
how starting like a few years ago, a bunch of VTubers started getting banned for fraud? One example of this actually was Mother V3, banned for engaging in quote-unquote fraudulent activity.
So this guy's been going around, and he's been in charge of this shit.
I had no idea. I had no idea. But Twitch has always been a kind of a garbage platform since pretty much COVID. It's gotten so much worse, but 2016 was really when everything took a turn.
She's a pretty sizable streamer.
Okay.
114 average viewers.
That's pretty good. 300.
Peak. All right.
Yep.
So
Yep, that's more than Idubbbz.
hard to imagine really engaging in fraud proper.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not to say that bigger streamers don't engage in
Getting
fraudulent
got,
activity.
yes.
But let's read about this a little bit.
Right.
Let's read about this. Hold on. Oops, I accidentally popped out the tab. Okay, I'm an idiot. Don't worry about that. Let's move this back
Twitch
over here.
indefinitely banned too.
Twitch has indefinitely banned
It's not even a suspension. It's a perma ban.
VTuber Mother V3, marking the first ban of her career.
Wow.
The news was first shared on by the verified ban tracker account, Streamer Bans, on December 20th, 2024.
Why do you continue to stream on Twitch if you hate it? He's not at Twitch anymore. Problem solved.
The VTuber later took to her X account to reveal the reason behind the
Yeah, also, Asmongold's on Kick. I just got a notification that he's live on Kick. So, if something happens to Twitch, well, Asmongold's gonna not be on Twitch. But if everything shifts back, Asmongold is gonna have a major W because he's gonna be the top streamer.
suspension. The streamer shared a screenshot of the message sent by Twitch, which mentioned fraud as a reason behind the suspension. Message added, based on a review of your activity or content, we have issued a global suspension of your account. Due to the severe nature of this violation, or the fact that you have incurred multiple violations, your access to services are indefinitely restricted.
Damn. Perma banned over this shit. They said the violation occurred in purchases, putting in an appeal.
Tweets, they said that the violation occurred in purchases, putting in an appeal right now.
Wow.
You know what's funny? Is this probably refers to people buying subscriptions.
Of course.
You know what's also funny? Is so FaZe Connect, the company that I work for.
Right.
Okay. We're an established company, right? So this is not abnormal. We had some of our talents verified like by Twitch and had their revenue enabled early on.
Sure.
And even though the accounts were verified by Twitch, several members of FaZe Connect immediately had their accounts banned right after. You know why? Probably because people were buying subscriptions to these accounts that had not yet streamed, that had been verified by Twitch.
So, Twitch was banning people because they're fucking retarded and didn't know how to run their system properly and gave people early access, and then some other people were like, well, they're doing things that people who are unverified. I don't even fucking know. This is just too retarded, dude. This is too retarded.
And this is the guy that made that system? And he's not there anymore.
Okay, it makes it seem like they got rid of him because he's fucking retarded.
Oh, jeez, guys.
Who would have seen that coming?
Oh, no.
And they've been banned for fraudulent activity. And we see this happening to other VTuber agencies as well.
Yeah.
So it just sucks, VTuber.
Wait, so it's happening... Oh, my God. So all these people are getting banned for fraud whenever they're not committing fraud, and they also get unbanned later on because they didn't do anything wrong. And this guy puts out a tweet looking for sympathy and then saying that he's the one that's behind the fraud program.
Agency,
Wow.
then VTuber Malfina.
The more you look into stuff that happened and is happening at Twitch, the fucking worse it gets, man. The utter incompetency.
Also getting banned for fraud before she even got the debut. Did you think I was done? Because I have more.
Yeah, because like at the beginning, I was just like, okay, one girl got banned for this. Like, I don't know really if I believe this. Okay, but there's another one. Fraud again, and it's another VTuber, it seems.
Aphrodite getting banned. Aphrodite is part of Mythos, another VTuber agency.
Okay, it is a VTuber.
Pippa, why are you getting so out of sorts about this? Why are you reacting so harshly? So what? This guy made a faulty system. Maybe he's like a little bit apologetic.
Well, the thing is, if you make a bad system and you cause the company to lose money, you should expect to get fired.
And I bet it runs deeper than this. Because it always does. It always gets worse. It always is so much worse than what actually comes out.
That's what you should expect.
How is How is Twitch not getting sued over this?
Now, you might not like that. You might not think that's fair. You might be like, oh, well, no, but I did other stuff. If you were doing this and it's happened to that many people, let's be honest.
Or something that all these innocent people got banned for fraud. All these people potentially losing out on their livelihood. Okay, I had to cut that because I started schizo rambling for too long.
Yeah, they're losing out on their livelihood. Meanwhile, you're typing out on Twitter trying to make people feel sorry for you. Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
I wasn't feeling sorry for him at all. I just thought it was funny that Twitch got rid of the fraud guy while there's obvious fraud going on. Apparently, there's even more fraud going on than I thought. Because I think that this is fraud from Twitch.
But anyways, okay,
you built the entire fraud program, and then a bunch of people get falsely banned for fraud, and now you're trying to sympathy bait on Twitter after you got fired.
Seems like fraud. Maybe not legally, but like, that is, in my book, that's fucking fraud.
I don't say it very often, but I've got to say it today. This is a W for Twitch. Good job. You got him.
The point is, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I think they probably need to get rid of maybe about 75% of their workforce over at Twitch and replace them all.
Good riddance. I was banned wrongfully in 2022 for fraud because I turned the ad slider to max settings.
Oh, bro. Oh, uh-oh. Ho's mad. Ho's mad.
It was never investigated, and it caused my main partner channel to be banned for evasion. 3 years have gone by and never investigated. Time to put fries in the bag.
That's right.
Hey, look at this. Look at this.
I'll take things that didn't happen
for 800, Alex.
It didn't even happen. So he's going around saying that they're lying.
All of this user's post.
Man.
Wait,
bro, you might have built...
What's this other one? What is this one? Bro, you might have built the worst fraud program for Twitch. I don't think you realize how many streamers got permanently falsely banned because of your terribly made program. Oh, I realized, and not all were innocent. We just can't... We just can't shame them and show the evidence. Data doesn't lie, but just like anything, there are false positives which we made good.
Dude, why would you even get them off Twitter? If you work at a company and you've got people on Twitter, get them off Twitter. Like, oh, holy shit. Like, they come out every time and make the platform look fucking ridiculous.
Well, what about the guy that just got banned for 3 years and it never got investigated? What about that? Sure seems like you've got a lot of false positives.
Really? Is that why it took several years for members of FaZe Connect to get unbanned?
So there's other VTubers too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, guaranteed.
He says it didn't happen. Yeah, he just says it didn't happen. So actually, you know what? I find this to be funny. Wait a second. Yeah, let's take a step back. So he called the other guy who said that he got banned unfairly. He said the other guy was a liar. But now Mr. Dog here is calling him out, and he's saying, well, of course we have false positives. So which one is it? Are they lying, or is your system bad? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
Uh-oh.
Though there was no fraud, like you guys in the audience are just gonna have to take my word for this one. But I'm gonna lay my reputation out on the line here. I'm gonna say FaZe Connect has never committed fraud. Hopefully that doesn't age poorly. If we ever have committed fraud, it's outside my knowledge.
Clip it.
But I'm going to say with reasonable certainty that because so many VTubers got banned for fraud at around the same time, for around the same types of reasons, that FaZe Connect kind of just got cut. So forgive me for not being particular.
I hope they keep going with this energy and they start cutting the retards that are destroying the company. I hope Dan Clancy's out. I hope that Twitch's golden boy gets banned.
I'm really sympathetic towards you, Tarfu, but you are a fucking asshole. And your system was fucking dog shit.
So true.
Bro.
Hello.
Damn. Fucking cooked. Sent back. Gentlemen, you love to see it. It's back again. There we go, guys. There we go. You should have never said what you did. Should have never gone around and said what you did, because this is a thing. Now everybody can be like, oh, you built the system that didn't work? Oh, shit.
And then lied about it.
Oh, and then you got fired for it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me...
And it's probably not the only thing. That might not have even been the thing that they got fired for.
Let me get this straight real quick. So you had a system that you made, and then it banned a bunch of people accidentally that you never fixed, and then you're calling one guy a liar, saying other people like, oh, well, that's not what it's... Give the video a like. This is like... Bro, what a nasty little rat going out there looking...
Pipkin Pippa. I'm gonna give a subscribe. I'm not gonna give a like, I'm gonna give a subscribe, and maybe I'll add this person into my round of reactions.
How much more proof do we need that the culture is shifting, man?
Finally, there are some celebrities who get it. George Clooney came out and said that Kamala Harris was the cause of her own downfall. Like, why did they put up Kamala Harris as
the next president?
Only to completely fail and try and manipulate everybody into thinking that she was great. And we all could see the data. We all can look back and see what kind of bullshit she was on. I'm not a political person. I don't care, but holy shit, man, it was so obvious that that was an L. Like, I could think of so many other candidates that they pushed out that they should have ran. Like, I don't get it, man. They should have ran Bernie. If they really wanted to win, they would have won.
If they would have ran Bernie, they would have won.
No fucking doubt about it. The only reason Trump even won was because so many people were anti whatever bullshit the Democrats were pushing. It's craziness. People wouldn't have come out in droves for Trump if it would have been Trump v. Bernie. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is about Jennifer Lawrence. She fucked up. Hollywood star Jennifer Lawrence regrets her TDS, says movie industry is burning. Yeah.
We tried to warn you people.
We really did. The people who are completely out on all the political stuff, we tried to warn you. Stop being political. Just focus on culture. But they couldn't do that. They had to call us a bunch of right-wing, bigot, racist, misogynist, transphobes. No.
Nope.
That ain't it, bro. That is not it.
So this past October, I don't know if you knew this or not, but it was kind of a record low for October box office. Nobody showed up. This past weekend was really, really bad. Look at this. Regretting You pulled in 8.1 million. Black Phone 2 pulled in 8 million.
Never heard of either of those two. Never heard of Black Phone 1. What the fuck are these movies?
Not a big weekend. And a lot of people are freaking out about this one. I think the reason nobody went to the theaters this past weekend is pretty obvious. You had a crazy World Series final with like 11 innings. It's crazy. And then you had Halloween on Friday. So, I mean, everyone's busy. There's big things going on. So
we could have had a Mortal Kombat Halloween weekend, but they had to push that back because they wanted it to be a summer hit.
That, I think, is a big reason why nobody went this past weekend. But I think you're a fool if you're ignoring the fact that no one's showing up for these movies. You had...
Chainsaw Man was number 3. An anime. Anime is absolutely destroying. Back to the Future re-release? Okay.
A lot of...
Dude, Tron Ares at number 8. Oh, man, what are we doing?
Big movies this month that just tanked. Tron Ares, Roofman, one battle after another.
I heard that Roofman was actually not bad.
Those are supposed to be huge hits. They weren't. And Hollywood doesn't help themselves out when they get overly political.
Uh-huh.
They turn a lot of people off.
Yep.
Look at Harrison Ford here. Harrison Ford launches profanity.
Oh, boy. It's all of the usual suspects.
An attack on Trump's climate policies. Now, Harrison Ford has been...
Nobody cares what you have to say about Trump's climate policies. Well, guess what about the climate policies? Bill Gates says climate crisis won't cause humanity's demise. Dude, this page is absolutely freaking out because it's really trying to push ads on me. Get out of here with that. Oh, man. Okay. Well, you see from The Guardian, CNN, Bill Gates makes a stunning claim about climate change. The guy who was leading all of the climate change stuff has even come out against it now. Do you think Harrison Ford is smarter than Bill Gates? I don't know, maybe.
Almost as hard as Mark Hamill these past few months. I really don't get it because...
And all of these celebrities that were on board with all this shit, it turns out that everything that they were on board with was a fucking lie. Like we've been saying this entire time.
He's never really been like this. Maybe he has, and I just don't remember it. But for the most part, especially like during Trump's first presidency, I don't remember Harrison Ford ever really saying anything.
And the guy, what was the guy's name who played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movie? He was also in 13th Ghost or something like that. Was it 13th Ghost or 13 Ghosts? But anyway, Matthew Lillard, that's his name, came out and said, fuck ICE and fuck Trump. Okay. Why you gotta do that? You're just pissing off people that were a fan of you. He's one of the few celebrities that I liked because he didn't talk about politics. And then guess what? He comes out and talks about politics. Holy shit. Never fails, man. Fuck these celebrity freaks.
They just flying his planes and crashing them as usual. But now he's talking shit. And it's like, what are you doing this for, man? You're going to end up like Robert De Niro, where people resent you. Or you're going to end up like your co-star, Mark Hamill, who everybody makes fun of. There's a really funny meme where it shows...
These are celebrity lolcows.
All of the actors who are still, like, all the Star Wars actors in a picture, and it shows those that have passed away as Force ghosts. And inside Mark's head, they have his brain. They highlight his brain because that's a Force ghost now too. That's one of the funnier ones. This is a bad idea. I don't think it's good for actors to get involved in politics because
especially right now. Maybe it was good for them a few years ago, but now when culture's shifting, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Number one, nobody gives a shit. Nobody listens.
Yep.
The only people that are listening are the ones that are on your side in the divide. Then you potentially turn off customers on the other side. And Hollywood needs as many people as possible to go to these movies.
Yeah, because the people that are on your side, they don't watch your movies.
One of them, who used to be really outspoken, seems to have realized that. And that would be Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Who has a movie.
I'm back on board with Jennifer Lawrence now. I'm going to watch Miss Marvel again. Or Captain Marvel, whatever the fuck it was called. I'll go back and watch some Jennifer Lawrence movies. What else was she in?
Movie coming out. So as a movie comes out, you begin to do press tours. And she's doing an interview with The Interview. It's a New York Times outlet, I believe. And she talks to this woman and says, I kind of regret shooting my mouth off all the time. I don't think anybody listened to me.
Uh-huh.
I didn't make a difference.
Yep.
And all I did was hurt the movies that I was a part of. And she says, here's the quote, celebrities don't make a difference on who people vote for. That's 100% true.
Damn. Based?
She says
Fuck
that
yeah.
criticizing Trump just fuels fire to something that's already ripping the country apart, which is true. Nobody wants to hear Mark Ruffalo, for example, one of the biggest turds in Hollywood, complete moron, a complete idiot. He is a hollow shell, and he runs his mouth all the time, sucking Democrat dick. He's sucking them off all the time. And I think all that does is turn people off to Marvel movies. I do. I think him being in Spider-Man.
I fucking hate the Marvel movies now, and I used to love them. But that's probably because most of the new ones are garbage, virtue signaling bullshit, and even if they weren't virtue signaling, they'd still be garbage. Which we knew was going to happen after Endgame, by the way. When Endgame ended, we were like, all right, they're definitely out of ideas now. Where do we go from here? Everything's going to be shit, and it's going to get worse.
And what's it called? Brand New Day? I think that's a mistake. Like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
It's been too long since the last one. Like, it's been taking way too long for these movies to come out. And I'm still waiting on the next Spider-Verse movie. When the fuck is that supposed to come out?
Have almost every issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Been reading that run since I was a kid.
I love Spider-Man. Literally my favorite superhero.
Love Spider-Man. As most people do. He's like the most popular superhero comic book character in existence next to Batman. So, yeah, I'm nobody special in that. But
they always fuck up the ending of every single Spider-Man ever to exist.
But I think like him being a part of that movie, I'm going to be honest, personally, I really don't know if I even want to see it because I'm so sick of his face. Now, the Punisher being in it.
I didn't realize that. Wait, what?
That sounds great.
Yeah, that
I don't
sounds
understand
cool.
the need to have the Hulk in it, but whatever. Mark Ruffalo's going to be in that movie. Will it affect the box office? I don't know.
I'm still going to watch it, but I'm probably not going to pay for it now.
It's tough to say. I never thought Marvel movies would be in the position they are in, to be honest, but here we are. I mean, so many bad movies, like one after another. Take Pedro Pascal and the stupid shit he says. I do wonder if that hurt the Fantastic Four box office.
It did. Also, I don't want to see another Pedro Pascal movie. The last one that I watched that I actually liked, that I enjoyed, was the one with Nicolas Cage in it. What was that? It was about Nicolas Cage, but like a fictional version of Nicolas Cage. I still really like that movie, but it's hard to watch it because Pedro Pascal's in it because I see him fucking everywhere.
Did it? Did it not?
Recently, I haven't been. I think they finally realized that they were absolutely pushing him way too hard. And it wasn't even really that he was in a whole bunch of movies, because that's not what I care about. What I care about is when I scroll through social media and it's obvious that they're marketing him toward me and trying to push him on me.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, there's probably some people that didn't go see that movie. In fact, we know that some people didn't. A lot of people didn't go see that movie. But anyway, let's listen to what she had to say. It's right at the end of the interview, and it's funny that they use that as the title for their YouTube video. The YouTube video itself is Jennifer Lawrence regrets everything she's ever said.
That's pretty good.
Maybe she does.
That's pretty good.
Listen.
And it's a good idea. It's not a bad idea.
What do you mean?
A revolution.
You have been politically outspoken.
She's talking about one battle after another there, and she likes it. And keep in mind, she is very left. I think she thinks she's left, but she is actually just stupid and takes on the same positions that the corporate people around her take on. I think these people are empty shells and they're going to latch on to whoever is around them and whatever's going to be popular. I guarantee you that as soon as everybody realizes there was a cultural shift, they're going to go back and apologize and become normal again. And a lot of them are probably going to double, triple down and just ruin themselves or go absolutely insane. A little wiser now and saying, hey, maybe I should just sell movies. And if I'm going to say something, I'll let the movie do it. I think that's fair.
Yeah, we just want the culture from the 2000s back.
In the past, in the first Trump administration, you had a lot to say.
Which is true.
I'm curious how you feel about talking out now.
I don't really know if I should. I think
Good. Yes.
The first Trump administration was.
I'm going to rewind that back a little bit, but keep on what she said there. She said, I don't think that I should. I shouldn't speak out. She's going to get canceled for this probably. Well, they'll try, but you should be speaking out.
She might get blacklisted. I hope not, man.
No. All she's doing is hurting her projects by doing that. It's stupid.
The first Trump administration was so wild, and just how can we let this stand? I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But as
that's called being politically brain rotted.
we learned,
thinking that you could actually make a difference, make a change as a celebrity, when we already, the normal people, think that celebrities are fucking weird and rich freaks.
election after election, celebrities do not make a difference whatsoever on who people vote for.
Yes.
Thank you for finally realizing that.
Holy shit. How long did it take to realize that?
These influencers don't really change anybody's mind. They don't.
Dude, all the celebrities, when it comes to actually being in the news cycle, are good for is the drama. People want to see the TMZ stuff. People want to see people crash out and like get naked and run around in the streets and be crazy. Like that's what people are waiting for. They're waiting for somebody to shave their head because they've gone completely insane. That's the only thing that celebrities are good for in the news cycle. And that's the way it always has been. And you're just humiliating yourself.
They haven't really been able to do that in a long time, especially in today's current age. The age of the movie star is dead.
Yep. We are in the age of the social media star, which is, by the way, dying because of AI.
And you can.
And dude, they're trying so hard to push people on everybody. And I'm just done with it. Everybody that gets pushed to me, I'm just going to make fun of them. And I'm going to make fun of the people that are pushing them on me. And I'm going to make fun of all of the corporations that are just, you know, always being disgusting and lying and manipulating and being anti everything good and pretending that they're actually the ones who are good and all the good things are bad. Like, go fuck yourselves. People who think that corporations have their best interest at heart are retarded. Like, what is wrong with you?
A lot of the box office receipts, you know, look at one battle after another. Huge names in that movie. Did not move the needle at all.
Yeah, because I don't care about it. If I don't care about it, somebody who is this heavy into culture, if I don't care about it, you fucked up.
Nobody wouldn't watch that movie. Huge flop. Will not make its money back. The age of the movie star is dead.
And I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to get much worse. I think people are going to just start watching, like, anime in theaters. I think that's what's going to be destroying everything. The culture is shifting toward anime because that's the only thing normal that's left.
You know, there was a time when you could put a bunch of big names in a movie, it would sail to the stars. Not anymore. All you do when you speak out like you do, like Jennifer Lawrence did, is piss people off. That's all you accomplish. You don't accomplish anything. You coming out like Robert De Niro, right? Think about how that man has ruined his legacy. All he's ever do, anytime you ever hear Robert De Niro talk, I want to fight. If I ever see Trump, I'm going to punch him in the face.
The last time he was relevant was when he did that Mafia movie for Netflix. I don't even remember what it was called. Oh, The Irishman? Was that what it was called? And, like, I couldn't even get through it, man. It was way too long, way too boring.
First off, 80-something-year-old Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Any punch you land, man, I don't know if it's going to hurt anybody. You look like you live a very sedentary life now.
He seems like he's doing that whole, how do you do, fellow kids?
You don't move, I don't think.
Trying to be cool.
I really don't think your punches are going to have much weight behind them. It's a joke. You probably throw your back out, punch in a bag once.
And so then what am I doing? I'm just sharing my opinion on something that's going to just add fuel to a fire that's ripping the country apart. I mean, we are so...
Which is what it does. All it does is rip the country apart. At least she seems to care about that. A lot of these actors don't give a shit. Like, look at Jimmy Kimmel, that sellout piece of shit.
True.
No ratings. Nobody's watching his show.
I see him in the news cycle constantly, though. I see him on social media constantly. Everybody's wanting to talk about him from these corporations like anybody cares.
That dude gets up there just like he did with Kirk and trying to get everybody riled up when he got pulled off the air. That guy is a great example of putting fuel on the fire. Now, thankfully, nobody listens to him. So
yeah, the only time he's even ever relevant to the media cycle, to the social media cycle, I should say, is whenever he says something completely fucking stupid and people start arguing about it.
If anything, it's like the lighter fluid inside a lighter. It's not a gas can. It's just a little bit.
divided. I think I'm in a complicated recalibration because I'm also an artist, and
I'm an artist.
With this,
you're an actor. You're not an artist. You're an actor.
Temperature.
You don't
and the
actually
way
create
that things
anything.
Can turn out. I don't want to start turning people off to films and to art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions. I want to protect my craft.
Smart.
So that you can still get lost in what I'm.
So you can still have escapism.
Yeah.
Thank you for
How about that?
realizing that. It's very important. It's important for people to have things to sit down and unwind with. You don't know how much.
Yeah, I am so tired of the culture constantly reminding me of real life when I just want to sit down and forget about real life. That's why I watch old stuff. That's why I play old stuff.
That helps people. This is what got me into even doing any of this kind of stuff. It's like escapism is an important thing.
Yep.
Think about everybody out there that doesn't live privileged lives like Jennifer Lawrence and all these other actors who work hard, work long shifts, 2 jobs, kids, all of just life's things. How great is it when you can finally sit down and watch that show or that movie or play that video game, and you can finally just get away from all of the nonsense. And then you turn on that nonsense, and it's just more lectures, more bullshit.
And dude, whenever something comes out that's not trying to be culturally relevant to the political sphere, it's such a relief. It's so good. That's why games like Expedition 33 exploded, man.
That's one of the biggest problems in Western entertainment in general. It's just more nonsense. Nobody wants it. They just want to escape, especially in today's day and age with inflation and just, you know, the inability for some people to even do anything outside their home because they can't afford it. It's a very important thing, I would argue. And it's a problem with the right in general, is they have never really understood that until recently. I think some of them are finally taking entertainment seriously. But it is a very important thing. Escape, getting away from it, unwinding. These are important things that keep people from breaking.
What I'm doing, what I'm showing. And if I can't say something that's going to speak to some kind of peace or lowering the temperature or some sort of solution, I just don't want.
Wrong. Don't say anything at all, even if you think you got the solution. No, get that shit out of here.
I don't want to be a part of the problem.
Yeah, you don't help. Yeah, don't be part of the problem.
I want to make the problem worse.
I mean, it's good. It's pretty well said, I think. And you should want to make it worse. What's the solution? None of these people offer solutions. Their solution.
Yeah, the solution is just to shut the fuck up and just make movies that have nothing to do with what's going on politically. Make movies for people that are watching in the early 2000s. That's what you got to do. You got to act like that this is the past.
And now is to fight and attack people. There's no solution to anything. It's my way or the highway.
I saw you at a press conference recently when you were speaking about Gaza, point to our elected officials as the people who need to be responsible for answering those questions and not putting that on actors and other celebrities to sort of take a stand.
Yeah, just like if it's like looking at a.
Who is this lady? Not Jennifer Lawrence, the interview lady. Because true. Was she one of the political freaks? Is she coming around? Because, like, I will come around to a journalist if they admit all of this shit's true and they need to, like, if they get out of all this shit and just report things how they are instead of reporting with a certain opinion.
Chess.
He's going to get shit for that. I'm surprised.
Like, this is what Trump really said. And then leave it at that. Not, this is what Trump really said and this is why it's bad.
That didn't, that didn't go more viral. But she's right. Who wants to hear from an actor on any of this shit?
Nobody.
None of them know what they're talking about.
And then you know what happens? People that are against the actor will talk about the actor so much that even people who are on the same side as the actor, they can't get it out of their heads and they can't get into the escapism. So they drop off too because they're tired of being in it. Like, that's what happens. That's what's been happening. It's what's going to keep happening unless people just shut the fuck up. They just gotta shut the fuck up.
Bored, you know, you just watch.
Most of them went to like theater school.
Yeah.
They didn't learn any kind of political strategy, political science, nothing.
They just know that it's popular to talk about politics, and they're slowly losing relevance. A lot of them are quickly losing relevance, like Pedro Pascal. He got really, really pushed hard by the media and then immediately got shot down by everybody. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? We can see that you're obviously marketing him heavily toward people.
They learn how to write scripts and audition for shows. They're not qualified to speak on anything, but they do constantly.
These actors' faces who have had incredible careers and done amazing things and made incredible contributions.
Like Robert De Niro.
That all of a sudden one half of the internet or one half of the country just can't stand anymore. They don't want to see their face anymore because of blah, 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 blah. And I get so upset for those people and those actors, and it just feels so wrong.
But they do it themselves.
Yep.
There's a lot of actors like Mark Hamill. I used to love Mark Hamill because I used to love Star Wars, but I really don't like him anymore. And
ever since Disney got Star Wars, I think this is where it all fucking went wrong, man. As soon as Disney got Star Wars and made that first Disney Star Wars movie, the culture has just been bad. It's been real bad. And I'm blaming it on Disney.
it's the same with a lot of Robert De Niro, man. I was a huge fan of him. He's been in some of the greatest movies ever made. Godfather 2.
Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers. I'm just kidding.
Goodfellas. Raging Bull. Taxi Driver. I can't stand looking at his face anymore.
The Irishman, apparently, a lot of people liked.
Because he's so damn insane.
So I don't know. I try to express myself and my politics through my work. I made a documentary.
Yeah, don't do that.
Called Bread and Roses about the Taliban retakeover in Afghanistan, and Zorofsky versus Texas about the abortion ban. Pretty much a lot of my movies coming out from my production company are expressions of the political landscape.
Yeah, stop doing that.
That's how I feel like I can.
Yeah, dude. Like, can we please be done with this?
Be helpful. That's how I feel like I can.
Let the work do talking. I'm okay with that. Sitting here doing interviews where you're saying like, "I'm gonna fight Trump," that doesn't do that doesn't do shit. All you do is turn people off. But at least
yeah, because they turn to actors for escapism, not for their political views. People will pretend and gas them up online that this is what they should be doing and everybody should be doing it. But actual normal people don't want any of that shit and they check out. Some of them will stay on for a little while, but they'll slowly fall off too because it's just the same slop over and over and over again. Just constantly being fed opinions.
To the people looking for that kind of a documentary, that's fine. I don't think, and if there's, I would assume, more qualified people. She's just funding it, so whatever. I think actors need to just shut up and dance,
shut the fuck up,
and do their jobs and provide relief.
Dance, monkey,
for people looking for it through entertainment, no matter who they are. But a lot of them have been pretty clear they don't want you. In fact, they want you dead. She seems to have...
Be more like Chris Pratt. Be more like John Cena. Like, the most political that Chris Pratt gets is he talks about himself being a Christian. And apparently that's political now. But John Cena, they asked him some political questions and he was just like, oh, that's cool, man. And he just walked away. He was not having any of that shit. Like, I'm just an actor, I'm just a wrestler, I'm just a guy that does a bunch of charity work that has nothing to do with politics. Good. Keep up with that energy. Oh, man. I don't know if you've seen my last Halo video where my last two videos, I called out Halo Studios for using AI. A bunch of people were calling me a liar. Like, that I did not see AI generation being used, or it looked like AI generation. Apparently, they're just smooth-brained because the director came out and said that they were using AI. Like, I knew it. It looked like it. I calls it as I see it. And I didn't even outright say, like, I mean, I guess I probably did say they are definitely using AI, but that's an opinion because I didn't know for sure. But it definitely looked like it. It definitely did. And apparently, it turns out that they were using AI. And he mentioned Photoshop as a similar tool, so you know that they were using AI for the way things looked. Not for terrain generation, for the actual textures and art. And they were reusing assets from old Halos for some reason, not from the first Halo, from all the other Halo games. And it just like, what are you doing? And then we're talking about Sprint again. What the hell? New Halo Remake Trilogy leaks from Mint Blitz, who is, by the way, a Halo YouTuber, who a lot of times glazes Halo, but a lot of times he's very critical. That's why I watch him. So I'm gonna give him a like. But like, what are we doing here?
Hello everybody, how is it going? Ever since we had the campaign reveal, the Campaign Evolved remake reveal, it has started this whole avalanche of brand new information coming out. From ex-Bungie developers weighing in, to the actual opinions of the game itself. You can probably tell by the title of this video, yes, people have been talking about that a Halo 2 and a Halo 3 remake are on the way too. I don't know why all of this information has all started to come out now, but nevertheless we're going to talk about it. There's also been extra comparisons between the Unreal Halo and the classic Halo versions of the game. In terms of the community this week, Infinite Forges is creating the first level of Halo 3 in Unreal Engine 5. But more on that in a little bit. Needless to say, there is a lot to talk about today, guys, so let's get into the video. So, first and foremost, from the Twitter account Halo Leaks, and this post got 1.6 million views. People took it as 100% truthful, and I really need to talk about it and talk about its validity.
So I think that is probably kind of true. There's probably something going on about Halo 2 and 3.
Halo Leaks said on Twitter.
Or they might be like testing the waters. Yeah, I don't know. If these leaks are true, they were leaked on purpose.
Halo 2 and Halo 3 are being remade. Yes, they will have sprint, no multiplayer, only campaign, full remakes.
I could see it.
Multiplayer is going to be...
Especially if they could just generate with AI a Halo 2 and 3 that is based off of the first Halo.
Halo 7. No ETA on when these could be announced. Same source that told me about the remake and its mechanics also told me Halo 2 and Halo 3 were being remade as well. It is possible they're using Halo Campaign Evolved to judge whether a Halo 2 and 3 remake would be viable, but this is just guessing. Now, a lot of news outlets took this and...
It's a pretty good guess.
...ran with it. People within the Halo community, however, and this is very important, a lot of them were quick to say, this is bullshit. The man has no idea what he's talking about, and he has absolutely...
People in that Halo community also have no idea what they're talking about. The only people who really have any idea what they're talking about are people that dig deep into culture. People like me. Oh, man. And I'm saying that I don't fucking know. But it does seem like that's the energy. The pattern that has come up to this point makes it seem like if Halo Campaign Evolved does really well, they'll probably do a Halo 2 and 3. But it seems like it's probably not going to do very well.
Absolutely no sources. My opinion on it is it's a pretty safe prediction to make. If they are starting the whole franchise all over again at Combat Evolved, and I've spoken about this in the past, there is a damn good chance they're going to do Halo 2, Halo 3, and do the whole trilogy. The upside to getting a Halo 2, Halo 3 remake is, for the first time, we will be getting a Halo 3 anniversary. Not a one-to-one remaster, but a remake, and maybe it's going to include 1, Guardian Forest, which was cut out of the original game, and 2, Forerunner City. I'm going to have a video out in probably a week's time that goes through Halo 3 cut content, Halo 3 ODST cut content, but I think the best way to look at all of these remakes, and I hope Halo Studios and Microsoft does this too, if they make these remakes additive, they add to it all of the cut content, even from Halo 2, people will be very happy. There would definitely be discussions at the studio already talking about, okay, we're doing the first game, we are doing this extra content with the Sergeant Johnson missions, are we going to continue on and do Halo 2? Are we going to showcase Sergeant Johnson and the Master Chief and how they got back to Earth? Are we going to do Halo 3? Is it going to be exactly the same as Halo 3? I always felt like Halo 3...
See, what I could do, I don't want these remakes. I want a Halo 2.5 or a Halo 3.5. I want some in-between stuff. I don't want like full-on remakes. They're completely missing if that's what they're going to end up doing. Like nobody actually wants this. Even the people who are excited for it, they don't want this because this is not going to be as good as the original trilogy. I can already tell.
Story was weaker than Halo 2's, so this would be an opportunity to...
Especially everybody thinking that this footage here is real from the Halo campaign Evolved. It is not real. It says it right here. Pre-release build. Work in progress. This is not what the game is going to be like. This is not what it's going to look like. Most likely. They're telling you right there at that message at the bottom, but everybody ignores it.
Go back and fix that. In terms of cut content across the board, Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, there is so much extra stuff they could jam-pack into these remakes, and that is what I'm personally excited for. As for the validity of whether we're getting a Halo 2 and Halo 3 remake, I would say regardless of how Combat Evolved performs, as long as it's not catastrophic, we will most likely get Halo 2 and then Halo 3. The initial leaks from over a year ago actually said the games will have a different start and finish point, but the general story throughout the whole trilogy will remain the same. What I really want to touch on with this is the multiplayer, and this has been going through the community like wildfire lately, but I think I need to say this too. The rumor is that there's going to be no Halo multiplayer until at least 2027. This leak, regardless of its validity, says multiplayer is going to be Halo 7. Halo 7 is quite a ways away, I'm just going to say that right now. It is 2 to 3 years minimum. I was very surprised.
Yeah, it's not going to be 2 to 3 years. No shot. No shot. That is going to be 2027, 2028. I think maybe we'll start hearing about it in 2027. Maybe some leaks and rumors in 2026. But I think 2029, 2030, that's probably about when we're going to get it.
Sports event, Halo Studios had nothing multiplayer.
If we get it this early, man, even though it's been so long since Halo Infinite, but if they just made this switch, this change to Halo Studios, and we get Halo 7 this early from that switch, not going to be good. They need to cook longer.
To show, yes, a campaign's fine, and yes, I'm personally very excited for it as a campaign fan. I also love multiplayer, but a lot of those fans at the tournament are huge esports multi.
I wonder how much it's going to cost. The price of the game. Is it going to be full price, or are they going to sell it for $40? Because $40 I think would be reasonable. I think people can look past all of the bad shit around it. But I think they're going to end up selling it for full price, $70, $80, probably $80.
Players.
And it's going to be on Game Pass.
To not have anything for them, a lot of people were scratching their heads, and rightfully so. All I'm going to say is that it would make sense if they have nothing to show if it's not coming out until 2027. But on the flip side of that, 2027 is far too long in between multiplayer iterations. That would be almost 6 to 7 years in between Halo multiplayers, and that is just far too long. Halo's 25th anniversary is next year, and I've always been under the impression, yes, they're going to drop the campaign remake for that anniversary, but they got to do more than that. They themselves said they're going to celebrate Halo's 25th anniversary in style. In style does not just mean a standalone campaign, because then 50% of the population...
Let's get some new Halo stuff. Let's stop getting all of the first-person Halos that just keep getting worse and worse as they go. I think we need some other games. Like, some ODST-style games would be fine with the FPS-style games, but we need some more games like Halo Wars, man. Not even a new Halo Wars. Do something else. Like, let's get a vehicle combat game or something. Or something. Some kind of change. Let's get a new hero. Let's get a new mascot. Let's not do Master Chief for a little while.
Population isn't going to be happy. You guys see where I'm going with this? The general rule here of what I'm trying to say is please don't believe these leaks as 100% truthful. Game development changes all of the time. It also means that don't get your hopes up when you read these things.
Also, stop buying into hype. Everybody needs to stop buying into hype for video games until the game comes out. When the game comes out and it's fucking fantastic, then you can be hyped.
It also means that many things we hear are subject to change. The only factual things that I would put in stone at this very point in time, and this is so important, is 1, the Halo Combat Evolved remake will most likely launch November 2026. If certain Affinity's
That's so far away.
Is ready by
Dude, why do they wait so long to release a game after they release trailers and like announce it? Why can't we just... Dude, that Oblivion remaster, when they were like, all right, it comes out in a few days, that was spectacular. I want more of that energy.
Point. It will probably launch alongside it. There's been conflicting information from Mr. Rebs. He said that the campaign and a standalone multiplayer will launch very close together. Then you have Halo leaks saying multiplayer is going to be Halo 7, but Halo 7 is a long way away. It's very confusing, it's very convoluted, and it confuses people. I don't think it helps when all these big gaming sites take it as matter of fact. They put it in the headline, and then at the very bottom, they say rumor. It sets unrealistic expectations, and then people are disappointed when it doesn't happen. I'm so glad that I'm doing these commentary style videos now because I can really talk to you guys one-to-one as to how I really feel about it. Mr. Rebs generally does a really, really good job. All of his information, I would say 95% of the time, has turned out to be accurate. So that's really, really good. All I'm going to say is please take everything you read with a grain of salt. Do your due diligence, read about it, see if you can find extra information. From what I asked from my own personal sources, again, I heard Combat Evolved Remake 2026 end of the year for the anniversary, a multiplayer potentially if it is ready. But that has a huge asterisk. It may not happen, so I mean take that with a grain of salt. Now while we are discussing the possibility of a Halo 2 and Halo 3 remake on the Unreal Engine, the Halo community is already getting started. Infinite Forges, who has made so many beautiful Halo Infinite maps, he did Refuge, this beautiful headlong remake. He made Salvation, the Damnation remake, which looks just 10 out of 10. Well, he worked on Borderlands 4. And, as a little passion project, he's making Sierra 117, the first mission from Halo 3. Well, he's making it in Unreal 5. He's done some...
How about that? Yeah, it's, dude, you can just use the Unreal Engine because all of it is the fucking same. They all use the same tools, and like, you can just go make your own fucking Halo 3 remake. It's so fucking ridiculous, dude.
Early preview pictures, I'll throw them up on screen.
I'm so tired of Unreal Engine being absolutely everywhere in the AAA space, and everything looks the same. It all feels the same, and it's all got that stupid rolling grass thing. I hate it. I hate it so much.
But this is going to look beautiful. The man is so talented. I'm super excited to see how it turns out. The last thing we need to talk about today is comparisons made between the original Combat Evolved and the new Campaign Evolved version. People who got access are making comparisons left and right. There's been a lot of criticisms, but something I noticed I really wanted to touch on. I'll put up some comparison images up on screen now so you get a general idea of what they're talking about, but one of them got my eye. Something that I haven't seen many people talk about, and it's such a big improvement from the anniversary version, is the dark areas that are actually supposed to be dark. The atmosphere is actually the same as the original game now. My biggest gripe about Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary is everything is bright. 343 Guilty Spark, bright. Anywhere underground, bright. Halo Combat Evolved had so many horror elements. So when Combat Evolved Anniversary came along, and one, it was just the Reach art style, but two, it was bright everywhere and completely removed the tension from the original game. When I played Combat Evolved when I was say 7 or 8 years old, I was terrified of going past the assault on the control room mission.
I've actually never played the Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. I've always just liked the original games. I played a little bit of the Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. I immediately turned it off though because I just liked the original aesthetic more.
Like, I was genuinely afraid of the flood.
Sometimes I would go into areas and turn it back on just so I could see what the area looked like, and usually I liked it a lot less.
When I was a young kid, I would play the first 5 or so missions and then I wouldn't go past it. Eventually I played through it with my dad and we got through to the end of the game and that was fantastic. But the flood should be scary. It's almost like a massive horror turn. And with this comparison, what we saw, the silent cartographer inside sections actually look dark. If there is one big piece of feedback I can give to the developers right now, it's please keep the atmosphere the same as the original game. From what
Well, we already know that that's not happening. Watch the Ackman video or watch my previous Halo video because they did not make it feel the same. They changed the environments, they stretched things out to make the sprint mechanic work better, and it's just gonna feel like a Call of Duty-fied Halo all over again. That was what people were complaining about with Halo 4 and Halo 5 that I was seeing a lot whenever they released. That it really seemed like that they were trying to compete with all of the big first-person shooters, and it still feels like that.
seen on the store, and you can wishlist the game now on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, it looks like it's going to get a mature rating. That means the
No
Flood
shit.
might finally be back in all of their grotesque glory. But it also means all of those horror elements are all on the table. If you're scaring the hell out of kids, it can't be T for teen. It's going to be mature. The first game in Australia was MA 15+. You had to be over 15 years old to play it. And then you have 8-year-old Remy trying to get through the Flood missions, absolutely shitting himself. But I'm so glad that Bungie took that route with the horror side of the game. The too long didn't read of that is I'm happy that the indoor sections are actually dark. They are so much better than the anniversary version of the game, and I hope that continues. And with that, that is This Week in Halo. Some big debates, some new information.
Yeah, well, I don't think he actually looked very far into it. I think a lot of these Halo YouTubers also, they really want the Halo games to be really, really good so that they're more successful. But I do like to watch them because I'm such a Halo fan. Huge Halo fan. I've read so many of the books. I played all of the original ones. I played Halo Wars 1 and 2, ODST. Reach is probably my favorite. I'm going to be playing through all of the, from Halo 1 all the way to Reach pretty soon, and that includes ODST. I love ODST, man. I think I played that game 3 times in a row whenever I got that game. And it came with, well, it came with Halo 3, didn't it? Or was it Halo Reach? One of those two. That's when I think I got it when Halo Reach came out. And I played the firefight over and over and over again in ODST. I played it way more in Reach, though. Firefight and Reach is just, chef's kiss. I love Reach. Man, I just want Halo to be good again. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just giving my opinions on what I think as a classic Halo fan. I don't think that this is the direction that I want it to go in. I tried Halo Infinite. I beat it. I beat the fuck out of Halo Infinite. I probably got over 100 hours locked into the Halo Infinite multiplayer. And man, it's just not it. It just ain't it. Man, I haven't watched Spawn in such a long time. It's been so long since I watched Spawn. I watched Spawn and Spawn 2 when I was way too young to be watching those, especially Spawn 2. Spawn. What happened? Yeah, why is it not a thing anymore? Spawn is a really cool character. It just seems like Hollywood kind of just doesn't like that story. I don't get it. Maybe it's because Todd McFarlane is a fucking moron. I don't know. From Matt McMuscle, Spawn, what happened? Yeah, let me know. Let me know what happened. He probably doesn't know either. I saw Randy Pitchford. Oh. That was a cool intro. I like that a lot.
Hello and welcome to another chain rattling and gas blasting episode of What Happened, the YouTube-style pop culture media show that goes to hell and back to unearth the craziest development stories of the entertainment industry. And
why does this guy sound like Oxhorn?
while we wait for the next cinematic appearance of good old Al Simmons, which at this rate might be by the time our grandchildren are old enough to see it,
I think the franchise is probably dead.
We delve into the first attempt to turn what was...
And I bet it was because of the video game, because it was absolutely garbage.
At one point, the hottest comic property in the world into a major motion picture.
I used to have a lot of toys and a lot of comics because my stepdad was super into Venom and Spawn.
See, in the early 90s, fledgling comic book company Image was all the rage, with Spawn, Savage Dragon, and yes, even X-Force, I mean Youngblood, flying off the shelves. But many of these properties didn't translate to other mediums over all that well when compared to the likes of, say, Batman or the X-Men. But
yeah, and that's really what they were chasing, was those big, successful properties, and that's where they went wrong, because they needed to get the small titles out there too.
You can't deny the guilty pleasure of the Wildcats theme song.
Yeah, I have Wildcats.
You got invincible powers. Anyway, with all that said, since we're now torso deep into October, I think it's about time to
Spawn really had that Dark City vibe. I don't know if you've ever seen Dark City.
Answer the question, what happened to 1997's Spawn?
You got that? I want to be the fat little man looking.
It probably failed back then and became a cult classic. That's what I'm guessing. Because I didn't watch it, but I was way too young. Like, I would think I was literally 2 years old whenever that movie came out. but I watched it, I don't know, it was probably like 8, 9.
Creator of Netcrid, Todd McFarlane, knew he had to capitalize on the popularity of another one of his creations, that being the hellbound hero that is Spawn, a lover of Wanda's.
Oh, I remember something about Spawn. Didn't, like, they lose the rights? He sold the rights to one of the characters?
And former CIA operative turned undead warrior who used his mystical powers and sometimes lots of guns to dispense vicious justice to anyone who pissed him off. To get Spawn over with the mainstream audience, Todd pulled out all the stops, splintering off the property into a hyper-detailed action figure line, various video game projects.
Now, oh boy. But now I see a lot of this stuff in comic book shops, just collecting dust hanging up on the wall. They're trying to sell it, and not looking good for that property, man. That's not where you want your old classic toys to be, just on a wall at like flea markets and shit.
And an envelope-pushing animated TV show. But the crown jewel, of course, was for Spawn to explode onto the silver screen. And while McFarlane had complete control over the action figures, since he established his own company in which to do so, and HBO gave him a lot of creative freedom and spooky dungeon sets on the cartoon series, he had decidedly less pull in Hollywood. So the road to a Spawn feature film getting greenlit was much less of a straightforward one. It was around 1992, shortly after the first issue of the comic book sold 1 million copies, where Columbia Pictures inquired Mr. McFarlane about the movie rights and if they were perchance purchasable, to which good old Todd proudly proclaimed no, and to get the hell out of his office. Since Image Comics were run by the creators of the characters themselves, that meant Todd held all the cards, and there was one aspect to Columbia's offer he really couldn't abide by, and that was the aforementioned creative input. Columbia simply wouldn't give it to him, and thus he needed to find someone who would, which again wasn't the easiest thing in the world, as getting that type of access was pretty rare in the industry back then, and today as well, depressingly enough. So perhaps recalling back to the 80s when one small movie studio took a chance on a fedored slasher villain attacking teens in their dreams, Todd McFarlane had a meeting with—
oh man, every time I see that, it reminds me of Mortal Kombat movies.
New Line Cinema, who are just coming off back-to-back successes with another comic book property, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Great
Todd,
movies.
ever the businessman, said he would hand over the movie rights to New Line for the rather insane sum of $1 American, which meant he had to have at least a few caveats billowing within his own mysterious gnarled cape.
Why would you do that? That dude is actually brain dead. And it got even worse here recently. He's just been politically brain dead.
One of these caveats, as it turned out, was the creative input on the product. The script, the casting, pretty much everything outside the actual directing of it. The other asterisk Todd lobbied for that was even smarter was the merchandising rights, which included those ultra-detailed action figures. The nature of business, however, is built on a lot of give and take, and thus New Line laid down their one mandate, which was if Spawn was to be successful in theaters, the only place they were expected to make money, it had to appeal to the broadest audience possible. So I think you know where I'm going with this. Spawn, the story of a trigger-happy CIA hitman who gets double-crossed, burned to death, sent to hell, and resurrected with the intention of leading a demonic army against heaven, was going to be PG-13, whether Todd wanted it or not.
But he gave it up for $1.
I've covered enough stories in the past to know when a violent property is changed to be suddenly less violent, it tends to lose a bit of its luster.
Yeah, it is definitely a cult classic, though. I like that movie, and it looks like crap. The cape was crazy good looking for the time.
Edge, if you...
But what is it? Was it Satan monster or whatever at the end? Oh, boy.
Will to hardcore fans, you know, the ones that would actually pay to see a movie based on said property. In Spawn's case, the original comic book was more or less PG-13 as well. The naughtiest swear words were censored, nudity mostly non-existent, and blood and/or guts were implied rather than outright shown, although Todd found some creative ways around this. Movie making, however, is an entirely different beast, as the MPAA were getting increasingly strict ever since the late 80s and well into the 90s, as just one errant blood spray or innocent swear word would often slap a film with an R rating faster than you could blink. However, I guess since Todd had experience depicting violent scenes under restrictions before, and of course got everything else he wanted in the deal, I'm sure he figured it wouldn't be that big of an issue. To ensure a relatively consistent level of quality between all the in-development Spawn products, Alan McElroy, who was working on the scripts for the animated series, was also tasked with the motion picture, which,
I think we need Spawn to have a comeback, honestly.
you know, made sense considering how well received the mature-rated HBO show had turned out to be. However, Mr. McElroy has had a spotty writing history before and after Spawn, as he was responsible for Halloween 4, Rapid Fire, the Sega CD FMV game Ground Zero Texas, and finally Ballistic X vs. Sever, which
I've never heard of that one.
Is painfully on brand for this show. Obviously, though, a writer is only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to box office bombs, and really, it took for a variety of pieces all working together to earn Spawn its less than sterling reputation. Regardless, with the deal set, a writer working on the script, and a tentative $20 million budget allocated for principal photography, special effects would be the next thing that had to be worked out.
Back then, dude. That's like today's budgets with the $300 million. And then completely flops.
As it would play a massive part in the project, and it's also here where a series of coincidental connections will result in the last of Hell's soldiers falling into place. Industrial Light and Magic were chosen to helm the effects of Spawn, and they were on quite the hot streak in the early 90s. Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, Twister, and 1994's The Mask being of particular note here. Todd was having a discussion with Clint Goldman, who had been the FX producer on The Mask, and after hearing everything they were planning and realizing just how complicated the many effects, creatures, and sequences were going to be, it spurred Goldman to swing for the fences and to raise his own Hollywood standing in the process. Since he and fellow ILM employee Mark DePay had a ton of experience with CGI, he asked Todd if he could step in as another producer, with Mark sitting in the director's chair, which would give the project a solid technology-heavy edge. Todd was enthusiastic about this, and so they were added to the—
I think that's probably why I liked it so much, is because it really did have like a technological edge, even though the graphics look like a PS1 game at the end.
kitchen, which is—
It's like they spent all of the money and ran out at the end of it. They ran out whenever they were trying to depict Satan or Lucifer or whatever it was.
What's more, and maybe a bit more important,
the devil.
Mark DePay had never directed a live-action film before, with only
not a
one
good
music
sign.
video as his sole directing credit. So you see what I mean now before about how multiple pieces needed to come together to equal a flop? Well, here you have a PG-13 restriction, an ambitious script, multiple producers, a tight budget, and an inexperienced director on top of it. So it's no wonder we're talking about it all now. Mark DePay would later comment on the speed on how the whole deal had come together in the Spawn DVD audio group commentary. It was an insane first movie for us to make. Here we are, first-time filmmakers, and we're given $40 million. It was stupid. It's
very stupid.
embarrassing.
Like, what the fuck? Hollywood has just always been retarded, dude.
Fortunately, the casting process went a good deal better. Martial artist Michael Jai White was immediately drawn to the character and brought a sense of physicality and intensity to the role of Al Simmons, while John Leguizamo, despite being hampered by an 8-hour makeup process—
I didn't realize that's who that was. It makes so much sense now. Holy shit. All this time, I had no idea.
—in a 40-pound suit, was a natural at getting across clown/violators' disturbing and sometimes—
I love this character in Land of the Dead, another terrible movie that I love.
—irritating demeanor. Then there was the main villain, so to speak. Technically, there's 3 stuffed into the story, with one played by Martin Sheen, who is definitely acting against type, as he hammed it up as Jason Wynn, complete with a 100% authentic-looking dye job. During filming, Todd, Clint, and Mark started to realize that the special effects budget was going to balloon as more and more shots were needed. As initially,
that's exactly what I thought.
Tried to replicate Spawn's iconic cape with physical props, having off-camera stagehands moving it around at all times, but this was deemed quite horrendous looking and not very practical. So it was decided that the cape should be switched to all digital, which
that's pretty cool.
I guess was the better option somehow. As more and more logistical problems.
I mean, it doesn't look good now, but for the time, dude, it was crazy good.
Started to crop up, the crew knew things were perhaps not going as well as planned, and were worried about the final sequence that was set to take place in Hell, as it really needed to wow fans and send them home happy. The reason they were worried was because in the original script, the underworld was set to merely look like a pitch black room, as there simply wasn't any budget or good visual way to represent Hell on screen with physical sets. That's when the crew decided they needed to make a plea to New Line higher-ups to allow them to create Hell entirely with CGI as a giant set piece.
And it looked like a Creed music video.
Would certainly put them even more over budget. So to save money elsewhere, Clint Goldman offered that if they could cut 7 full days of shooting out of the schedule by putting in more hours elsewhere, reusing sets, etc., if they could then allocate that budget to make a fiery computer-generated hellscape, to which New Line cautiously agreed to. It's up to the viewer if that money was well spent. But even as a 15-year-old watching that PS1 cutscene back then, and
dude, the enemies in Scooby-Doo movie just a couple years later look 1,000 times better than this ending sequence.
Previously having my mind blown by the likes of Jurassic Park and The Mask, I can confidently say it was not worth it. With filming now completed, the arduous task of post-production was next on the hit list. The original plan was for 100 special effects shots, which by the time the cameras had stopped rolling, this number had swelled to over 400. That's like Lord of the Rings levels of miscalculation. So many shots had to be rushed through post-production because ILM was very much in demand at the time, with bigger movies taking their priorities. Then came the actual editing, and along with it, the MPAA. They were absolutely vicious and simultaneously vague on what was appropriate for a PG-13 rating, with Mark DePay saying to...
That scene in the graveyard is really cool whenever he first changes into Spawn.
Philly.com back in 1997, we had to deal with very arcane and cloaked arguments over what's acceptable for kids. It upsets me because
they're trying to push a movie about hell and being a hellspawn onto kids.
Boundaries float very conveniently, depending on...
It's just funny how Hollywood, even back then, was doing the exact same shit that they do now.
Who the parties involved are, and the way the winds in this country blow. Everyone knows certain stars make films for kids, so it's okay for them to make a film where people die, get their heads ripped off, whatever. But we make a film about a man who goes to hell, and we can't show any blood. We can't even say the word hell. As for that last point, yeah.
Well, then what are you doing? What was the whole point of all this? Why'd you even go through with this? You knew it was going to be a disaster.
That was also backed up by Clint Goldman in that same interview, adding...
Dude, you would have been better off just making your own movie with no budget.
The MPAA would never tell us what scene or aspect of the film was too violent or extreme. They simply said the overall movie merits an R rating. Therefore, as filmmakers, we had to decide what limitations to impose on our movie, and one of those limitations was not to say hell. That's just the way it is. You can't fight City Hall. This resulted in Spawn having tons of instances of just awkward dialogue where given the situation and the tone of the film, that Spawn or Clown would and or should be swearing up a storm in that particular scene, but they had to get around it with insults you'd more likely hear on your local kindergarten playground.
You filthy little piece of vermin.
Just food-sucking dipstick.
All of this produced an end product that tonally was all over the place, something both fans and
Let's get a full Spawn remake. Let's just get a whole remake of this whole movie.
critics
Actually, no, let's just make a new one, because holy shit, that would be terrible.
picked up on, as Spawn was absolutely burned in critical reviews of the day and saw a less than
The popcorn meter is pretty good. Like, that's about where I probably would have sat it, about 4 out of 10.
stellar box office haul. It barely made $80 million worldwide, which was far behind the likes of other comic book fare like Batman Forever or The Mask, but it at least outdrew.
At least it made some money back, but not nearly enough to keep the franchise going.
The Phantom, I guess? Michael Jai White was even critical of the finished film, saying bluntly to The Hollywood Reporter in 2018, "There is no footage of me ever saying that I liked Spawn. I have never said that I thought that was a good movie." And while Mr. White, Mr. Leguizamo, and even New Line continued to make big
If they weren't worried about that PG-13 rating, that it probably would have been a pretty good movie. Definitely still wouldn't have been great.
movies for years, Mark Tappei, sadly, was the odd one out. He wouldn't direct another film until 2004's, This Thing.
Hey, holy shit, I remember that. It was not good. What was that, Phil of the Future?
Followed by a bunch of animated straight-to-DVD Garfield features, and then some CGI Marmaduke trash fire that I didn't even know existed until just
Pete Davidson? Okay. What?
now. As for Spawny himself, well, I don't think much else needs to be said. Mr. McFarlane has been trying to get a new movie project off the ground for the last 9 years, with the latest update being from this past February, where he helpfully explained, I'll just read this as written,
there's not going to be a sequel. There's going to just have to be a new franchise created.
"I'm hoping that the next piece of news will be, we've made the deal, right? And then that will be, I don't know.
Never.
We're all moving towards that direction, but like, it's just time to just go, I'll talk to you when I've got something. Literally, when I have a bird in my hand and I can give you something concrete, instead of going, hey, we added, because we can add actors and we can add producers and we can add a director. It doesn't get us to the sale and into production. Thanks for the update, Todd.
Just make the fucking movie. Just do it. Raise the money, make the movie. They're just bullshitting you to get headlines, to get clicks.
So if you're aware of any other hellish development life cycles in the video game or movie industries, if you know anyone that worked on Spawn the Eternal, please identify yourself. Let me know in the comments below or enter the dark alleyways of my social media.
I love Matt McMuscles. Matt McMuscles is a cool guy. I think I've reacted to 1 or 2 of his videos before on this channel. If not, then it was on my last reaction channel that I made that I just completely nuked and turned into a music channel. Excellent video. I love Spawn. I love that original Spawn movie, even though it's terrible. It's so bad. Definite 4 out of 10, but that's okay. How did you feel about it? Let me know down there in the comments. How do you feel about it now? Is it a cult classic? Is it a guilty pleasure? I'll probably not watch it anytime soon, though. I'll tell you the truth. Well, it's just funny that one of my favorite YouTubers, Peanut Butter Gamer, came out with a video mentions AVGN at least. I don't know if it's about AVGN, but he owes his career to AVGN. I kind of do too, man. Because if it wasn't for AVGN, I probably wouldn't have gotten into YouTube in the first place, at least when I did, and got into all that culture, into all the gaming culture. AVGN is really the guy who got me into game collecting. AVGN and JonTron and Game Grumps, pretty much. That was what did it for me. And then Peanut Butter Gamer came along later. I still watch his content, usually not his gaming content. I like to watch him eat food. I don't know how I'm not subscribed to... Oh, that's because this is my other channel. I owe my career to AVGN. Let's check out what this video is about.
I was gonna review My Sims for the Nintendo Wii.
Don't do that.
This game
Nope.
is ass.
Yep.
I'd rather
don't
eat
do that. Oh.
of a dying
There we go.
donkey than play this. It's as fun as a fan. EA can suck my balls for making this shit stain. GameStop should have been arrested for even selling it to me. I'd rather pull my dick off than play this. I'd rather kill myself. I'd rather bitch in a piece of fucking bitch cock. The Angry Video Game Nerd. I just realized this is probably not looking very good on green screen, is it?
Nope.
It's good water. Fun fact,
Good
the iconic
water, yeah,
AVGN
true.
theme song lyrics say, "Eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk."
He'd rather eat the rotten asshole.
I remember
of a
those days.
roadkill skunk.
He doesn't use that anymore. Now he's just got the retro sounding song that is that song.
But the first time he actually says the line in the videos, he says, "Eat out the rotten asshole."
I'd rather eat out the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk than play this game.
And yeah, those are two very different things. So who
Yeah,
actually
that
is the
is.
Angry Video Game Nerd?
That's the difference between and
assume most people watching this probably know already, but just in case, The Angry Video Game Nerd is a show made by James Rolfe that first aired in 2004. In the show, James plays the somewhat fictional character named...
Are we going through the history of AVGN right now? I'm all for it, but like, holy shit, I did not expect that to be what this video is about. I thought it was like just, you know, another AVGN video about a video game, and he's like, aha, I'm AVGN. No, that unexpected. I love it. I like doing history deep dives on this channel. That's one of my main things that I do here.
Guess the Angry Video Game Nerd. I don't think he actually has a name. The Nerd. And he essentially reviews and gets very angry at bad video games. It's fairly
True.
self-explanatory,
Yep.
honestly. When I first started
And that's one of the things that I love about him.
this channel, God knows how long ago, I wanted to make
Oh.
video game related videos. I had a lot of passion for doing that, but
Remember Normal Boots?
Does anybody remember Normal Boots?
what I didn't have was direction at all, any direction.
Peanut Butter Gamer here, so I figured I'd come out here and sit by this little
Wow,
bush.
enthralling
And then find some guys that
content. I would
telling
like
you
to
something
sign up for more of this, please.
I was just kind of doing random skits.
If you call yourself a gamer and you don't play your Nintendo DS while driving, you're a joke.
Sometimes I'd rant into the camera. I used to upload random gameplay trailers that I thought would get views. I actually almost lost this channel due to 2 copyright strikes from Take-Two Interactive. I'm still mad at you guys for that. I will never let it go. But
fuck Take-Two, man.
all changed when I discovered Angry Video Game Nerd. He was a huge inspiration for the way I structured my videos moving forward. And I mean, frankly, he still is a big inspiration to me even to this
Same.
day. I even met him a couple times at conventions. I remember the first time I was just sitting in a circle of a bunch of random people that I didn't really know, and we were all talking about video games. And here comes James. He just walks up, gets into the circle, and starts talking to us like we all don't know who he is. Very, very humble person from my experience. I don't think it's a stretch to say that if James Rolfe didn't do the Angry Video Game Nerd, then I would not have really had any success with this channel. I would not have known what to do. And
If it wasn't for the Angry Video Game Nerd, I wouldn't have started my original channel when I was like 15, 16 years old that I will never tell anybody about. It's a gaming channel. Good luck finding it. I will never tell you.
definitely not the only one. James Rolfe has inspired countless people. A lot of your favorite channels, especially if they're video game related and have been around for a long time, were probably inspired by James Rolfe in some form or fashion. He was the first person by my account to ever do this sort of video.
Oh, what was the guy that he showed before JonTron? What's his name? It starts with a C. I was watching his videos actually not too long ago. I was watching a bunch of Scott the Woz and that guy. I know it starts with a C.
Video game review style format, but according to some people, he is a quote.
Actually, I watch a lot of people that still kind of rip off the style of AVGN. Elvis the Alien is a guy that I watch a lot. He reviews movies.
Man full of hateful rhetoric and crude language and was responsible for corrupting a generation of young people.
What a shitload of motherfucking bullfuck.
Ah, yes,
Yep,
sure.
AVGN in South Park ruined me.
Literally all of today's ills can be traced back to a man saying shitballs into a camera in 2004. I feel like some people retcon him as this sort of angry, edgy gamer bro. And if I'm being as fair as absolutely humanly possible, his videos did have a sort of edge to them, I guess.
I mean, he says stuff like this.
I'm fucking enraged. This is shit sauce.
And this.
It's like puking on a pile of shit.
And this.
I'd rather fucking stand in the middle of a ring of monkeys as they pelt me to death with their own anal waste.
But honestly, especially having gone back and watched the first 5 full seasons as well as a bunch of other episodes, these videos have an almost wholesome vibe to them.
Oh yeah,
more
they
than
do.
anything. On one hand, it's a bunch of videos of a guy shitting on old
Dude, I love just leaving AVG on in the background. AVGN on in the background. Constantly, dude. I'll just click on one of the seasons, not like the full season 1 video, and it's like 13 hours long or some shit. I'll just leave that going. And then it'll just play the next one. For days, it'll be like that.
video games, sometimes literally shitting on them. But on the other hand, despite all the diarrhea dick jokes,
this game is diarrhea coming out of my dick.
But that's not where it comes from. These videos are very clearly made by someone who has a passion for what they're doing. He was just having fun, and it's really not that surprising to me that people who are watching his videos got inspired to make their own. In fact, there wasn't just people that were inspired by AVGN, there was actually a whole lot of direct clones too.
Pasta fucking absolutely not. This game sucks ass.
I used to watch a lot of these clones. Some of them are so cringe, and this is really where my love for cringe came from.
Some of them were not very subtle.
I'd rather walk up to an ass and implant my ass up against the ass of the ass and let that ass take a shit up my ass, then play this piece of ass.
Although the Angry Video Game Nerd videos, or James Nintendo Nerd videos as they were called at the time, did start out pretty quaint. I mean, the first episode on Castlevania Simon's Quest is literally just him ranting over gameplay footage.
This guy can go all over fighting hordes of evil monsters, but he can't even fucking swim? Did they even test the shitty game out before they released it? What a piece of shit.
Having actual recorded gameplay was pretty impressive at the time. I mean, hardly anyone was making videos about video games at all back then, but the people who were pretty much just setting up camcorders in front of a crappy TV.
I am trying to do my Pokemon Snap. Let's play. It says no controller.
Dude, I don't even remember what I was using back in like 2012 when I was making gaming videos. I was trying to rip off Game Grumps, basically, whenever they first started. I was like, I want to do that, and I immediately started with a shitty laptop, even for back then. It was like a laptop from 2008 that ran like, I think it was a Windows Vista, or not Windows Vista, it was Windows 7, definitely. But like, dude, it was not, it wasn't good. And I don't even remember what I was using to record. I wasn't using OBS. That wasn't really even a thing back then.
I have the controller, so I literally have the controller. Stupid shit.
But other than the very...
Oh, wait, I was using the Dazzle. I was using the Dazzle software. Plugged straight into my laptop.
Premise of a man getting really angry at a game that even at the time was
Pinnacle.
very old.
That
There wasn't really
was
a
it.
lot of jokes. On the second episode, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he does actually show up on camera. And he's looking pretty much exactly like you would expect. He's got a pocket pouch.
Although I'd never seen him write anything down.
Ah. Ow. God dang. You know what pisses me off? People who don't own Into the Glade of Dreams, the art and design of Rayman by Cook and Becker. This video is sponsored by Cook and Becker. And the Rayman Into the Glade of Dreams, the art and design of Rayman art book of Rayman featuring Rayman. I like that. Cook and Becker is an international art gallery and book publisher that makes high-quality, creative, museum-grade art prints and more. And they're working with Ubisoft to create the
Oh, this is
Rayman
an ad.
art book.
I thought this was still like part of the video.
Rayman is one of the most iconic and long-lasting video game characters,
Yeah,
and this
I
book
like
celebrates
Rayman.
his 30th anniversary.
Rayman
They're
is
studying two
the
different
Dark
birthdays.
Souls of
The collector's
classic
edition
video
features
games.
style Macker has celebration. You can still pick up the standard edition. So pick up your copy and help support my channel with my link bit.ly/RayPeebs. Or click the link below and use my code RayPeebs to get 10% off of either version of the book. Thanks for watching this ad. It
Yeah,
really
do
helps
that.
the channel, and thank you to Cook and Becker for sponsoring. The iconic Angry Video Game Nerd look was here already in episode 2, and it's still pretty much exactly the same to this day. You see more of the nerd's personality in this video.
This game is fucking horrible.
You can really feel his pain. You can see it in his eyes.
That's why I'm coming in front of the camera right now to show you with my own face how fucking bad it is.
This is
Did he just do an Archer joke? phrasing. Was that an Archer joke? Based?
A man who is tortured by these shitty games. He just cannot let it go.
You'd rather super glue your asshole shut than play that game. You could invent a time machine and go back to the day you played that game and just fucking kill yourself.
Although weirdly, he does have the camera pointed at the
Can't
TV
say
for
that.
this one. I don't know why. But the third episode, Karate Kid, really combines it all. He's on camera, he's got the gameplay, he's got some jokes, he even has some special and practical effects.
I hate this game. It makes me want to kill myself.
You can really start to feel the angry video game nerd style come together. And from here on out, it just kept growing bigger and faster, and the nerd had finally arrived.
It's fucking pissing me off! Fuck this game! Fuck!
Fucks up the ass shit.
What was the first, like, actual AVGN classic video? I know I reacted to the very first one, but that's not like the typical AVGN video. That was like really before he got going. He didn't know what he was doing. Wasn't good behind the camera. Was really awkward. Didn't have any effects or anything, and it was kind of just mostly turned to his face. He talks some shit, and then he turns it to the screen, and he talks some more shit.
It's at the mouth, poo-poo.
Fuck! Like puke up a donkey's ass!
Fucking anal jugs.
Ball sack! Wiener! Why are there no fucking containers?
I feel that. I feel that so much. I used to do that all the time.
I like it.
That was always my favorite end to an angry video game nerd rant. Just screaming a bunch of profanity for 2 minutes, only to end it with,
and I don't like it.
So why was AVGN even good
That's
anyway?
pretty good.
Why did so many people connect with it? For starters, let's consider what early YouTube was even like back then. Well, it was absolutely nothing like it is today. That is probably an understatement.
Oh,
YouTube
boy.
did have some funny skits and things back then. A personal
Oh, maybe I should look into the history of YouTube UI.
favorite of mine was Balloon Shop.
Balloon Shop.
Another big inspiration of my channel early on.
Hey, Derek!
Never heard of it.
I'm enjoying a free Derek!
There was also some less funny skits.
Oh, Fred. And also the slightly more edgy Damien.
And people say I'm loud in my videos. I mean, I am. I'm sorry about that. But most were just random, crunchy-looking clips of whatever the hell. A video of a random kid crashing out because his parents kicked him off of work.
Is that the one? Was it a remote? He tried to shove a remote up his butt.
World of Warcraft. A video of a lady falling to her death. Okay,
That's
she
a
didn't
classic.
die. At least I don't think. People filming their pets.
This is my dog. I love my dog. She's a really good dog.
You know, really high quality stuff. But AVGN felt like a real show. There were characters, there were special effects and production values. It had a theme song. A lot of episodes had storylines that actually led directly into the next episode. There were even DVDs. It really made it feel like a legit series rather than just some videos on the internet.
Also, at the time that I was watching AVGN, I was watching the Game Chasers, and they were doing the same thing. They were like running it like it was a show. Like it was a show that would be on History Channel or HGTV or whatever. It was like filmed like a reality show where they go around and just buy video games. I loved that, man. And they released DVDs and like seasons and stuff. And I don't remember what the guy's name is. The guy with the hat, rest in peace. He died very recently. And that sucks, man.
Making fun of bad media is certainly not something revolutionary at this point. Even at the time, James was certainly not the first person to do it. I remember my dad showing me Mystery Science Theater 3000 movies when I was a kid. Something that I'm sure James Rolfe was also into, even though I'm not sure if
that was like the beginning of commentary. Commentary
but unique
videos.
Concept or not, it's just funny. It was back then, and it still is.
Yeah,
Just the
it still
entire
is.
idea of this.
It holds up very well.
Nerdy guy who's completely stuck in the past, tormented by these old games from his childhood that he just can't get over for some reason.
I wasted all my time on this shit. I want it back. It ruined my life.
And it's even relatable, especially with older games. Most of the time when I get angry at a video game these days, it's because it's trying to screw me over financially, or trying to make me play online even though it's a single player game.
True.
Oh, you
I
think you
feel
can
you,
play your
brother.
game you spent $70 on? Sorry. We shut down the servers. Fuck you. Or crashing out because I'm getting destroyed in some competitive multiplayer game. Back in the day, especially when I was a kid, you just kind of got whatever game you got. There was no internet. You didn't really have any idea whether it was good or not. You just pick a game with cool box art.
Dude, I miss it so much. And having to rent games and then like you're stuck with it for 2-3 days, sometimes a week. because you didn't know what it was. You just wanted to try it out.
Prey. Most of the games I got were just random gifts from my parents or grandparents.
That too.
And it's not like they knew.
Dude, my grandparents got me Borderlands 1 when it came out. Not knowing anything about video games. One of my favorite games of all time. Absolute W to my grandparents.
What games were good. And if it sucked, and you were stuck with it. But even if it was a game I kind of liked, like Bart's Nightmare, it was so cryptic and impossible to figure out. Like on this part, you have to hold the R button to make sure Maggie doesn't shoot you with the stupid pacifier. Like, how the hell was I supposed to know that? How would you literally ever figure that out? It took me 25 years to figure it out. I mean, one of the games my grandma got me was Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday.
I remember that game. I played this at a friend's house one time when my mom was off partying and she left me at her friend's house, and it was a trash heap there, man. It was obviously a meth den. But there were other kids there and we played this game.
It's got a character that she knows on it. It's a game. It's gotta be good, right? No, Grandma. No. Even Porky's pissed he's playing this piece of piss. What about Karnov? Is this game good? I don't know. I own the game and I don't even know if it's good. Huh. It doesn't sound good.
Never heard of
it's
it.
rated 5 stars. Maybe it is good. Call this phone number to find out. Is Karnov for the Nintendo a good game? I'm not gonna tell you again. Stop calling me! Hello? Even classic games I love to this day still pissed me off. You think the day-to-night transitions in Simon's Quest are bad?
Why does this need to happen so often?
Try when Van comes to visit you in Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. Oh, come on! Come on! God damn! Again, complaining about...
I want to go through all the Harvest Moon games because I have a lot of them and I want to play them. I've not played any Harvest Moon games except for the first one.
Bad stuff in video games is just objectively funny. I mean, there's still people who do it to great success today. James Rolfe was just really, really early on the trend. In fact, I guess he started the trend. And it wasn't just scream, rage, curse, ranting, bullshit, fuck farts. I mean, that was definitely part of it.
This is shit sauce! This is a blizzard of balls! It's a bunch of putrid anal shit.
I actually don't like those parts as much. I like the parts where he actually is like telling you about what he doesn't like about the game, what's bad, and he gets real serious and he's like, I just don't understand why that they thought this was a good idea. That kind of energy, whenever you got the shit balls kind of energy going too, and in between, it really makes it, the dynamic is good.
Coming out of a rhinoceros asshole.
But there were actual clever and funny bits too. Admittedly, some of the colorful rants started to feel a bit obligatory in later seasons. But again, even after rewatching so much of it for this video, I still find a lot of it funny. I mean, some of these lines are just classic. I still find myself quoting things like, ass, fuck, whenever something pisses me off. And my all-time favorite AVGN quote,
what were they thinking?
Yep, I quote that one all the time. I actually have that meme saved in my memes folder.
What were they thinking? What the fuck were they thinking? What were they thinking?
I use that one all the time. We breathe and swallow food down the same pipe? What were they thinking? We urinate from the same place?
I also like shitty balls.
What were they thinking? Some of my favorites are when it gets a little bit too dark and disturbing that even he has to apologize for it.
You'd rather listen to your only infant child puking to death. That is, choking on his own puke chunks. That's disgusting. I apologize.
So many of the classic video
Yeah,
game
that's
reviewer
good.
tropes.
That wouldn't even be that funny if he didn't add that last part.
Done first by AVGN. Being so traumatized by the game that you just have to review it. You cannot help yourself. Or maybe it's a character or a villain that's forcing you to play the game against your will. Evil twins or clones. Time travel. Even little kids
That's some
bully him
Evil
into
Dead
playing
shit,
games
man.
in an episode.
Play the game. No, I played the game enough tonight.
Destroying the game after you're done reviewing it, that one's a classic. And he was even the first that I know of to do holiday-themed episodes and even topic episodes.
God damn it!
I mean, James pioneered so many different things that I can't even think of them all to list in this video. With Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe inspired a metric ass ton of people to become fans of retro video games. Whether they were getting back into old games they loved as a kid, or even younger people playing old games that they would have never heard about otherwise. Yes, kind of ironic that a guy ranting about old shitty games that are so bad.
I was a Call of Duty gamer until I started watching AVGN, and then I really started going back and looking at the games that I used to play. I got a Nintendo 64, I got a PS1 whenever the 360 was like at the peak, and I just never looked back.
they're still haunting him into adulthood, actually made people more interested in playing. But it's not really that surprising if you've actually seen the show. Despite all the angry stuff, James clearly likes retro games, and he includes a lot of segments where he talks about good games like Zelda, Mario, Castlevania, etc.
This game is simply a masterpiece. I love it.
He even does videos about good games sometimes. He did an entire video about Super Mario Bros. 3. Even the bad games, a lot of the time you can tell he's a big fan of the actual source material like Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Star Trek, and he often talks about the history of old games, especially at the start of episodes. Even entire videos sometimes, like the Nintendo Power episode and the Sword Quest episode. That video was essentially just a documentary of Sword Quest and the competition that went along with it. In fact, a lot of my favorite episodes are the episodes he's talking about games he actually likes. And speaking of my favorite episodes, all this talk about angry video game nerds making me feel pretty nostalgic, and what's more nostalgic, especially on this channel, than a top 10? Here is
that was the Normal Boots era, this picture of him.
My top 10 favorite angry video game nerd episodes. Number 10.
If you want to watch his top 10, go check it out. YouTube doesn't like top 10, so I'm gonna cut it here. What do you think about AVGN? When did you start watching them? Have you even seen them yet? If you haven't,
what the fuck are you doing with your life?
go back and watch every single one of them. Season by season, even the new ones are great. I watched the latest one, the werewolf one. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
You better leave a comment.